Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to MNW Firing Line. I am your host, Joe Mojo, and joined with me, back from being sick, Robbie Slick.
Thank you, Mr. Mojo. Thank you. And, oh, God, I feel like crap, even after getting over that sickness.
Well, thankfully, it wasn't anything too terribly bad, and thankfully, you also didn't have to quarantine. So, hey, good news all around.
Yeah. Kind of weird, though. I mean, it's like losing, like, that much phlegm out of your body. It's like, how much phlegm can the human body produce?
Disgusting. Any hoozles. So, we are in a very nice predicament here in MNW in the MNW scope of things. We have Flashbang coming. We have a Flashbang coming up, and also the go home show of before the super show Thankskilling. And I'm not gonna lie, looking at the card for Thankskilling, I am all kinds of excited.
Wait, who's it? What's it now?
MNW. So Warzone is doing a super show this coming Saturday. So in 2 days.
Called Thankskilling.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, my interest has already been piqued.
Yeah, it's not just a shitty trio of movies, it's also the name of our super show.
Movies?
Oh,
hold on.
Yeah,
No.
I am not joking.
There's
there's 3 of them. It's like a sentient murderous turkey.
A sentient... Are we sure that's just not a former wrestler of the Nexus?
We do not talk about the gobbledygooker. Never.
I feel like, you know, I thought I got over the fever dreams, but then you just had to say that, and now I think I'm back in them.
Trust me on this one, you don't want to know, and I didn't want to know, but thankfully I was watching one of those riff tracks on it, and it was hilarious. They just ripped it apart. Anyway, but we have 2 whole shows to get through, and we have, of course, Friday Night Flashbang to start us off with. But before we get into Flashbang proper, the show starts off with a promo that is our promo of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, one half of the tag team champions representing the Mad World, the Madness.
Hutch Kale. I have tried so very hard to be courteous. I fashioned my own armor as a tribute to your people. I learned your language to try and build a bond, but you still keep pushing me away. As we learned from a certain pretty kitty last week, if you whine, if you complain enough, if you throw a fucking tantrum, you can give nearly an entire division a prospective title shot. So, here is what we are going to do. Since it seems the house rule of talent can create matches seemingly no longer applies to anyone, get Nitzig and come and take these goddamn belts. I want you to. Kuso misses you, and I know you have been dying to step in the ring with us, with her. So, I plead with the brass. Make the Cartel's next tag team match a #1 contendership shot. I ask because the Mad World seems to be one of the few who still knows how to follow the rules. There are a number of tag teams who want these belts. The Troll Train, the Grand Equation. I don't want something bland. I am tired of people doing the bare minimum and expecting greatness. So, consider this an open challenge. The Cartel versus any number of teams of the brass is choosing. Any rule set, any condition. Whoever wins gets the title shot. You and Victor talk a lot, but I want to see the depths of your ambition. Prove yourself, Hutch, because I am tired of waiting for you. Stop talking. Come here and take it already!
Why so serious, Madness? You used to be so jovial, so happy. And now you seem all pissed off, and I'm trying to figure out over here, what's the big problem? I thought you wanted this. You like games, don't you? But I'll get to your anorexic Hannibal Lecter-looking ass in just a second. First of all, let's start with a little bit of business. I came out here because I would like to formally accept Brawl Kaiser's open challenge. Thanks for putting that out there, champ. It's nice that you got your little checklist of what you think a superhero champion's supposed to do, but you about to learn the hard way that when you make open challenges, the cartel is more than happy to play the part of Vaporwave and take those opportunities. But unlike Apollo, we're gonna get the job done when we walk out here. Which brings me back to...
With all due respect, Mr. Vicious, I just wanted to come out here and alert you that unfortunately someone has already stepped in front of you for that opportunity against Brawl Kaiser. So I'm afraid that match will not be taking place here tonight. Besides, Madness seems to have called you out. Are you simply going to ignore that?
Actually, no, I'm glad you're out here, Lawson. I wanted to address the whole tag situation. I think it's a great idea for a whole bunch of tag teams to beat each other up. So if you want to go ahead and take that suggestion, by all means. But the cartel will not be a part of it. Gabish?
I do happen to like that idea, Victor, and here tonight we will have 2 triple threat tornado tag team matches to whittle us down to 2 teams, one of which will become our new #1 contender, although I am a bit upset that the cartel will not be taking place.
Well, whoever becomes the #1 contender will get a title shot against the Mad World or the cartel. You see, what you're gonna do is you're gonna put us first in line. And this whole tournament idea, triple threat, whatever, they get the next shot. You know, kind of like Spike has to wait his turn.
I'm sorry? I don't believe you make the matches around here. Let me let you in on a little secret. The brass runs this show, both shows. You're not calling the shots.
No, you see, that's where you're wrong, Lawson. I am the champion. I run this show. The cartel runs this show because for too long, you've let a bunch of animals run wild. So now, we're going to bring some civility back to this particular show. Tonight, you're going to give me the madness if you're not going to give me Brawl.
All right, Mr. Vicious, because I want to be amused, I will give you a shot at the madness. You two have fun, tear yourselves apart, do whatever you need to do. Champion versus champion. It will definitely bring in the viewers. I'm happy to oblige.
Oh, I'm not done. You're going to give us an opportunity at the Mad World. And if you don't by the end of the night, well, Lawson, the cartel's gonna tear your fucking show apart, piece by piece. And I'll start with whoever interrupted my open challenge opportunity. Before you say anything else, I understand you're who runs the show around here. Well, what you are is you're a figurehead, Lawson. I'll go over your head. I'll be Nero Napier and talk directly to the brass because that's how things worked when he was here. The difference is I'm much more civilized and I'm much more dangerous.
And there you have it. Victor Vicious getting right into the face of the interim GM, Mr. Lawson. Prior to that, see, the reason why we picked the Madness's promo for the promo of the week is mostly because not only did Victor address it immediately, but it sets the scene for the entire show, as you all will see later on today. But, I mean, he's been champion. Victor has been champion for just about 2 weeks now, and already he thinks he's the boss of the entire show of Flashbang.
I mean, you gotta give credit where credit's due, especially with Victor Vicious. I mean, when you hold the heavyweight championship belts, it definitely proves you are the top dog. I mean, hell, look at how Nero was able to wield it, and honestly, before that, Gingy.
Yes, but when it came to Ginger Boy though, as Flashbang's first world heavyweight champion, he set the scales of what it is to be a champion. Nero pretty much used it as a prize, as like something that was of his possession. And from what we've seen here, Victor is using it as an excuse to, well, pretty much run the show as if it was his own his own operation. I can't say crime syndicate because we can't prove that.
Also, I mean, I'm legally obligated to kind of defend him because I may or may not have taken out a small loan.
Okay, I'm curious. What'd you borrow money for?
So, remember how I was driving in that Beetle for, like, a good long while, and then, you know, car troubles?
Oh yeah, that, like, beat-up little bug?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Notice how I didn't come in with that, but instead that Jaguar A10?
That is a very nice Jaguar.
It is. I mean, come on. It's a Jag.
It does look slick, but, I mean, I can't say terribly too much. I had to... I just signed a lease for my truck. Granted, I went through a lending company, not, well, a wrestler.
Look, you know, tomato, tomato, they're all gonna get their money back one way or a bloody other. It's just one, you know, decides to take your kneecaps, the other one takes your house.
Well, I'm going off of that. We have a match here from the Crimson Phoenix going up against Red Star Roman. Now, this is right after Phoenix's easy victory over Brandon Boss. But it looks like Phoenix is not wanting to wait for Red Star Roman, especially after Red Star Roman attacked Phoenix right after his match against Brandon Boss.
I mean, looking at it this way, I'd say this is totally just desserts here. I mean, yeah, come on, look. You attacked him behind the stage. It's only fair that he gets a shot on you.
Yeah, and at least according to Rabbit Legs, our referee, never sanctioned the match. He actually called the match off. And as we see, just, I guess, without any rules, Red Roman is just going nuts on the Crimson Phoenix.
Goodness gracious. I mean, first and foremost, his hands have to be, like, in pain. I mean, you're punching a phoenix in the face. It's gotta burn. Seriously, like, how do these guys not, like, use their hands just from burns?
I have no idea. But as you all have seen here, we have gotten the match started proper. I guess the brass wanted to see this match to its full end. And we see Red Star Roman kind of cranking on Phoenix's neck. But yeah, now that you've mentioned something, I'm kind of surprised that, like, a lot of our competitors don't really leave with burn wounds.
You know what? I'm gonna say it right now. I bet it's something in the lacta. But speaking of lacta, we're not lactaing any action here because Roman is... Red Star Roman here is just absolutely giving it to Phoenix. And, you know, I credit where credit's due. It's gotta be... Actually, now that I think about it, would this technically be considered like a endurance match? Especially considering the fact you can't really put a Phoenix down.
I mean, Phoenix...
Literally!
I mean, Phoenix down is actually one of Crimson's finishes. And he puts it down all the time.
Yeah, but he can't be put down. Especially considering the fact that, as shown here, Red Star is not able to get him to stay down on that mat. In fact, you know, Crimson Phoenix, I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for Crimson Phoenix. They absolutely have the skills, the talents, and I mean, come on. I really like the color red, and as much as I like Red Star Roman, I like the Phoenix colors more. They kind of give a nice glowing effect.
Oh, I mean, that fire. His fire burns after all. But like here, you see the power that Red Star offers. He is definitely one of the top mercenaries that Flashbang has on its roster, outside of Jack the Questionable and Aurelian Starhand. Red Star Roman is actually I think the third most requested merc for these kinds of jobs.
You can't go wrong. Bronze is still in the top 3. That's why it's part of the Olympics.
Yeah, I mean, you never discount bronze. I mean, you ever just see Roman trying to snuff out the flame of Phoenix right there, choking him out. And
yeah, well,
sorry, go ahead.
Funny you mention that. I mean, what better way to snuff the flames out than, get rid of the oxygen?
Most definitely. Big spine buster setting up for, I don't remember what the name is.
We'll have Phyllis look it up. It's in our computer bank somewhere.
Yeah, that pop-up power bomb going in for a 2 kicks out right at 2. It's like you said, it is tough to put this bird down.
Just you gotta give credit where credit's due, especially to Roman. I'll be the first to say this. This mercenary definitely has a very strict code of get the job done. And as you can see, he's just been nothing but offensive during this entire, showing. Phoenix, good on Phoenix for being able to handle this, but, Red Star Roman is literally not giving up so easily. I mean...
Yeah, but here we see just as quick as Roman has been apparent, not decimating, but just wailing on Phoenix. Phoenix quickly turns it around and just stares right at him after a quick offense.
And just as much as you gotta give credit to Red Star, Phoenix, look at Crimson Phoenix. Already going up, already putting a smackdown hard, and just okay, the warm-up session's done. Come on. And just, that beautiful backwards slam! Hit him with a beak!
Yeah, moonsault into that, headbutt with the beak. I mean, I understand that's part of their body and whatnot, but you gotta think that's gotta be some sort of, natural weapon that they have.
Yeah, funny you mention that, because looking back at that, because I actually had to take a double take on that. I could have swore the beak actually was puncturing through his chest. I was like, huh, is that legal?
Phoenix down. 1, 2, 3. Your winner is Crimson Phoenix. As I think that Phoenix was actually trying to wear down Roman by just letting him get all the offense in. I mean, this plays into Phoenix as one of the smartest members of the roster. Outside, including Mizuki Napier, he's definitely one of the smartest on the entire roster.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. No, I can't even argue with you on that, especially considering the fact that, as you said, Phoenix was allowing Red Star Roman to go at him, expend the energy. And I feel as if there's some sort of animal instinct that immediately kicks in when you realize your opponent or whatever your opposing predator is. Yeah. As soon as the energy levels drop, you go in for the kill.
Yeah, especially because I think Roman was actually just about to get the win over Phoenix, and Phoenix realized, crap, I have to get my elixir now. And then as quick as his as his ambush was, I think he did not even. I don't think he even did 10 moves to him in that entire match from bell to bell.
Good point. Gonna have to review that footage.
Which that says something. If I can take all of this damage and then beat my opponent in 10 moves, what does that mean for the rest of the roster? Because so far, Phoenix is on a 2-win streak in under 5 minutes. So you gotta think that there's gonna be somebody inside of Flashbang who's gonna want to try and, take a swing at him.
I mean, look, say the word and you'll definitely get the bird, but I don't think you really want Crimson Phoenix at your front door saying, alright, square up. Especially seeing as how we're kind of getting close to Turkey Day. Yeah. And that's one bird that you're not going to be putting in the oven anytime soon. In fact, they're probably going to melt your oven.
Most definitely, but from one person you don't want to see at your door to someone you don't want to see at your door saying trick or treat, ladies and gentlemen, Mad Jack of Doom.
Greetings, everyone! It's been quite some time! I hope you are all entertained at Breakdown 7 as Doom did what it does best on All Hallows Eve. Retain the trio's titles. And I must say I am quite excited, because recently it seems like many teams are ready to step up to be the next #1 contenders for Doom's Trios Championship. None louder than you, Mr. Hades. And what an appropriate name for you, Apollo. Named after the Lord of the Dead, you clearly have a death wish if you wish to mess with Doom. But we are a fair team, and there are many other teams that would like to stake their claim. So how about we do a little tournament? 'Tis the season and all. How about we find out who amongst you that has not fought us yet wants a title shot at Doom? Then we'll throw you all in a bunch of matches and we'll see who comes out on top. And personally, I'm rooting for you, Apollo boy, because I would love for Doom to annihilate Vaporwave. You talk a little bit too much for my liking. What you saying something? Because I'm out here talking constantly. Just be careful if you do get involved in this, because if you have the misfortune of winning the #1 contendership, be aware that you will have violated the #1 commandment on Flashbang. And I may just turn your entire team into a carnival attraction and a total joke.
Why do I feel like that carnival attraction thing is a reference to something that, not a lot of people know about?
You know, when it comes to Doom, I try not to think too hard because, I'd like to still be able to sleep at night and not have horrendous nightmares.
Yeah, Night Rape Xerxes is a purveyor of those, and rule 1 of Flashbang, thou shalt not fuck with Doom. But, hey, we got a Trios Tournament arc coming up. I don't remember. And I can't wait to see who's going to be not only in the tournament, but who's also going to, come out on the other side.
Oh, yeah. No, the Trios Tournament is absolutely going to be something stellar. I mean, let's face it. With what we've seen for every single Trios match so far, it's all been gold.
Well, from one set of #1 contenders into another, we are going to go into the tag team qualifiers to become the #1 contenders. Here we have the Grand Equation, Mr. Rabbit and Lionel Matrix, going up against Lasume, the king of the showcase, and the MNW merch guy, Zach DeWeaver, going up against the Troll Train, Tiki the Troll, and Johan Mjoln. And we're starting off with the big, with the hosses just going at it. Lionel and Tiki just squaring up, and Rabbit having a bit of a discussion about the, about his cut of the merch.
I'm gonna be honest. I wonder how. Wonder if they do any of those special sales for Okay, hear me out. Do you think they do their own homemade Funko Pop sales? I kind of want to know.
I don't think we have Funko Pops, but that's definitely something you could bring up to. Oh my God! Sorry, I completely forgot about that. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
Johan is a fucking mad. I think he's still upset about his loss against Blight and Gemini. Not only picking up Lasume and tossing him near the steps, but looking at him going, I missed, tossing him face first right back into it.
And Lasume just going, you know what? Okay, all's fair in love and war, so I'm gonna turn and corkscrew your face into the mat, into the ground, and then I'm gonna shove you back in here, and, oh, remember how you threw me into the, steps? Guess what? You're getting tossed into the ground again.
A multi-man match such as this definitely favors Lasume. I mean, he's the king of the showcase for a reason. There is not... You don't get that title lightly. Hell, I think he actually won he won that title at Multivania. And then we still have the exact same people. Lionel and Tiki still going at it. Rabbit going for the hell ride onto Zach DeWeaver. The Orc, though, it gets broken up by Johan Mule, and his ring awareness is actually pretty good despite him having very crappy luck against showcase matches. And then Ragnarok right onto the former GM, whose status it's still in the I guess in the complicated stage.
Yeah, true. However, something I want to bring up, and we touched a little lightly on this. Lionel Matrix and Tiki the Troll. That was a fight that's a combination fight I never thought I'd really see, especially considering the size difference of these two. Seriously, Tiki's a big guy.
From what I understand, he's a Fae-based troll from like Nordic lore, which I just assume every Scandinavian is tall.
I have serious questions, but I'll hold them for later. But meanwhile, we're just seeing the absolute brutality in the ring. Johan going after Lionel Matrix, Lasume going after Mr. Rabbit, Tiki and our good old Orky boy here going at it one-on-one, and ooh, busted open!
Yeah, but Zach DeWeaver quickly capitalizing on Johan, but then Tiki quickly capitalizing on that. Lasume breaking up the pin attempt. I swear, DeWeaver is definitely... he's been very quiet as of late, but DeWeaver he isn't just business savvy. He's also savvy in the ring. His ring IQ is definitely up there. Quickly trying,
big brain spreads.
Quickly going after Johan the moment his finish hit, and then Matrix going in for that lock. Johan quickly breaking it up. And Rabbit just...
Zach the Weaver going in for round 3. And he's just saying, okay, bet, Johan.
Yep.
Bet.
I headbutt you. And then we have Lionel here going for the sneaky pin. 1, 2, and 3. With Zach DeWeaver incapacitated. Lasume and Johan on the floor. And Rabbit pretty much... pretty much surveying the scene. Making sure no one gets up. Here are your winners, the Grand Equation. They are one of 2 teams that will qualify to become the #1 contenders tomorrow on Flashbang.
Oh man, that's going to be a hell of a show.
That is.
Whew. Good lord. I can't get enough of that. And to see Lionel Matrix and, the former GM himself going, as hard as they did in that match, kind of gives me real big hopes and real big aspirations to see how well this is going to play out tomorrow.
Despite, I've talked to the guy, he's very easy to talk to, but I'm still, I can't sing the praises of Lionel Matrix enough. He has got to be one of the quickest learners that we have actually seen. I mean, who else came in on their first, into a season promotion like this, fresh face, brand new young lion, and just not only racking up wins like this, but also, the kid is tough. You have to admit that. Not only tough, but he's also very freaking quick-witted.
I gotta say this. I think I'm gonna admit it to it. I think, and don't quote me too much on this because we still have yet a few waters to test. But I think Lionel Matrix. I think he might be our rising star. He might be our next rising star. I would not be surprised.
I
I'm willing to put down $50 and a ham sandwich on it.
Oh, most definitely. I would take you up. I would definitely not challenge that bet whatsoever, because I mean, for Flashbang, it's literally just him and Naja. Yes, we have Talos Sid, but we don't really know. I mean, Talos only had one match so far, and coming in, we have message approved by VIP. Vaporwave will demolish the Trios division. They will be playing by their own theme against Dues. Okay, hang on. I can do this better. Vaporwave will demolish the Trios division. They will be playing their own theme against Doom, played by Smashing Pumpkins. I see what you did there, Maximilian Thunder Thighs, because I know it's you. But
wait,
DMCA
would. Maximilian Thunder Thighs?
Yep. DMCA will be all up on us if we use Smashing Pumpkins, even if it's like that. So I was talking to the janitor the other day. It's funny enough. Their name is Vaporwave, but they come out to dubstep.
What?
That bothered him, apparently.
I mean, I've got a lot to unpack there, but, despite all my rage, I'm still just a radio host in a cage.
Yes, and we are going to have to quickly go on to our next segment, a promo from the suicidal Gemini. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I forgot. I didn't label that correctly. No, this is a promo from Shere Khan. I do apologize. Definitely going to edit that out for the YouTube thing.
Greetings, Flashbang. Like I told all of you leading into Breakdown 7, I would annihilate Kevin Blackwell. And yes, I know, he got the pinfall, he got the win. But who walked away from that match? Where's Kevin now? I told you I was going to send a message, and I did. Now, some of you might be confused as to what exactly happened at Breakdown. Well, it seems that when Blight attacked me, I contracted a little disease. And during my time away, I was able to harness that disease. But that doesn't mean I've forgotten about what Blight's done. That doesn't mean I'm satisfied with what I did to Kevin. And that doesn't mean that I've forgotten about you, Simon. You might be busy with Brawl Kaiser tonight, but especially if you end up winning the Interdimensional Championship, I promise you, I will rip it off your waist the very next week. Because while you still have my friends fooled, I see right through your games. And while I will respect their decision to work with you if you step out of line, if you so much as look at them the wrong way, I will tear out your throat if you even have one. As for me, Brawl Kaiser, if you do manage to hang on to that championship, I do believe I'm in line for an opportunity. If you'd like for me to earn it, by all means name your terms. But I was fighting the Marauder before it was cool, before that championship was made. I was created for that title. I think I deserve my shot at it.
And Shere Khan not only declaring himself as the one to dethrone Brawl Kaiser, but definitely sending out a message to Simon the Psycho.
Oh, Shere Khan. The jungles have not dulled your senses and have only heightened, especially the concrete jungle. Oh, and Phyllis, thank you. Hey, remember how we were having that little problem? I just took a look at the back of the data network drive that we have here. Apparently Meme touched it, because this is definitely their logo.
Why would they?
See?
It's
Meme. It's Meme, my guy. They enjoyed the pranks.
And it's a chibi picture of Sawyer given the piece. Oh no, that's back of the hand. Oh god, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I get it. Man,
Told you, man. Told you we need to upgrade the fucking security here.
listen, we don't try to. We don't try to because Sawyer will break it immediately.
You know, speaking of somebody getting broken.
Yeah, most definitely. So Simon the Psycho was supposed to have challenged Brawl Kaiser in the main event tonight for the interdimensional title, but I guess Hutch Kale had other plans and decided to, during the break, attack Simon. Now,
Yeah.
we got a promo right after this video, and okay, now we have him phasing through the ring. Why is it ever a normal match with Simon? Why does spooky shit have to always happen with fucking Simon the Psycho?
Okay, here, I'll do you one better. Why do we allow spooky people into our universe? Seriously, answer me that. Why do we allow the spooky lights? Why do we allow the spooky people? Why is there a trash can?
Clean up.
Right hand.
Clean up. This is intermission point.
Yeah. Gotta clean up the trash. People throw water bottles and other kinds of garbage. Haven't you ever been to an old ECW? Oh, wait, no. That was out before a lot of people's time here. God, I feel old.
Remember, man, I'm still kind of the Gen Z movement here. Well, late pre-Gen Z.
I feel old.
I feel old. I'm Robbie.
Hi, Robbie. Anyway, but yeah,
yeah.
you would not believe what kind of garbage gets thrown into a ring at a time.
I'll tell you one thing, Simon the Psycho's getting his rear end being thrown into the freaking garbage can by Hutch Kale, and Hutch is,
Yeah, Hutch is on a warpath. I mean, I don't blame him. If I had this much complicated nature with my own spouse, I would be upset too. But here's the promo.
Do we have your attention now? Maybe I wasn't clear before. Victor runs this show, and the cartel has very clear objectives that will not be interfered with. Not by this freak, not by anyone else in the back. You're on our show. Madness, I couldn't help but hear you run your mouth to start this show, and it seems like you have a lot to say on behalf of my wife, and I've never known her to be a coward. So which is it, Kuso? Is Madness your talking head now? Or are you just scared of me? Are you avoiding what's coming? Because you know what's coming, and I'm willing to put everything on the line if you are. See, Madness, we're not gonna wait in line. My objective is to get my hands on Kuso, and I can kill two birds with one stone. Kuso versus Hutch. Kale versus Kale. I win, we get a title shot. I lose, you never hear from us again. One match, Madness. That's all it takes. One match that Kuso has to win, and this all goes away. You can dance and run around and do whatever you like. The cartel will forget about you. But if I win, we get a shot at the belts. But only if I get my hands on Kuso. You'll have plenty of time to think it over when Victor is beating your ass tonight, but remember, let Simon be an example. When the cartel wants something, we get it, one way or another, so it is advantageous for you to take this deal, Madness. And since Kuso is too scared to say it herself, I'll await your decision next week. Figure it out. But Kuso, if you do run, I will find you.
Nothing is more horrifying than marital problems. I can say that with a lot of experience.
You see, this is why I'm glad I'm not married yet. Because dealing with that is terrifying. dealing with a spouse who happens to be one of the most lethal hunters in, the galaxy. Yeah, a lot more terrifying.
I mean, two of the most lethal hunters, especially because not only with their with their culture as Mandalorians, but their reputation across the multiverse as a whole. I mean, Hutch and Kuso are definitely some of the most effective bounty hunters, like not only here in MNW, but in other promotions like New Nexus Professional Wrestling, United Colonies Wrestling as well. Also, I think we have someone who's related to Samus in oh god, I'm blanking on her name.
Hold on. Phyllis, open the giant Wikia book.
Alexis Edmonton. Thank you, Sage the Omni Geek, helping me out in the end. I am so sorry. It's been a long day. And
Dude, how do you have him on speed dial?
He's in chat.
What are you talking about?
He's right there.
Your phone literally was blowing up.
Look, he's called the Omni Geek. I assume he has like a quick he has stuff to my phone.
That seems like an intrusion of privacy, but far be it from me. I'm not a lawyer.
Also, for the chat, this is not Hey Mr. Rabbit. This is Robbie Slick, one of the my co-hosts for Firing Line. Mr. Rabbit is very busy doing his own thing.
Really kicking the ass of everybody in that one match.
Yeah, definitely. But speaking about kicking ass and taking names, next up we actually do have the homicidal, suicidal, masochistic sadist, sadistic masochist, suicide Gemini going up against Revolos of Apex, being led to the ring by Satyrus Facilicus. Oh, Lapras
business.
It's actually Lapras Minotauros. I am so sorry. I get them confused all the time.
I don't want to say it because I feel like that would be specious, but
well, the
Minotaurs.
They're also brothers.
I don't get them.
Well, I get them confused because they're brothers.
I know. It's just I don't want to be that bad guy. Also, just remind me here. Revolos versus Suicide Gemini. What's Gemini's current streak right now? Considering,
I believe even before Breakdown, he racked up a win against. He's definitely on a hot streak right now. I think he's like 2 wins at the moment.
2, probably. Look, all I know is if you're brave enough to step into a wrestling ring with a hyper-intelligent gorilla, you definitely got a death wish.
Yeah, those arms are not just for show. They are mighty and powerful.
No, they don't. Body armor. Ape wear body armor.
Well, we've actually proven the fact of people wearing armor has been proven to not really be too much of a thing here in MNW. I mean, we have people going up against robots and beating them and making them bleed with nothing but their fists. So armor, I think the whole argument of no one should be wearing armor it's kind of a moot point at the moment.
Okay, but in regard to that, Gemini is fighting a gorilla. Just a normal gorilla alone is terrifying. A hyper-intelligent gorilla is worse.
Yeah, but especially when Revolos is paired up with Crimson Phoenix. Revolos has been called the tactician of Apex. So when you got 2 of the smartest people of that faction as a tag team, that is a deadly combination.
This is deadly. That fucking suplex.
Beautiful bridge, too.
Just, honestly, I want to say that was a perfect 180-degree arch.
Yeah,
I got some flexibility.
I think he does. I think he subscribes to DDPY.
What? DDP what?
Diamond Dallas Page Yoga.
Ah, yeah. I don't do yoga. I'm too busy for that. I just do, normal calisthenics.
I mean, you're more effective than I am. I don't work out, as you can tell by my stomach. Anyway, as we were talking, your winner, ladies and gentlemen, Suicide Gemini, after that top rope kiss of despair. And as Gemini is reveling in his win, here we have Blight Howlis coming right in. And according to this note that I keep getting handed by Phyllis, I can't say anything bad about Blight Howlis anymore, according to the brass. But hey, I can be nice because someone has to be. Anyway, we see Laprise and Blight double teaming on Gemini. Laprise trying to get out of Blight's way for good reason. You do not get in between a werewolf and his prey. But hey, that doesn't stop Laprise whatsoever.
Well, to be fair, I mean, Gemini. I think he knew that he was getting himself into a situation like this, especially when you're dealing with, two big guys, three big guys, if we're including the unconscious Revolos outside the ring. But, I mean, there's definitely a reason why Suicide Gemini has the name Suicide in his name, because, whoo! I would not want to go into that ring. I'd be committing my own death.
No, same. I would not want to be anywhere near Blight or Laprise, especially Satyrus, of all people, who's still undefeated. But, like, when...
Still undefeated?
He's still undefeated.
Okay, hold on one second. Phyllis, yeah, remember that number I gave you? I need you to make a call and move about 10,000 onto Satyrus. Thank you.
I have, like, 5 things I want to say and that I should bring up to HR, but I don't think Anon minds. That's the scary thing.
Not if you want to get a 30% cut.
I'm just gonna keep my nose out of this and act like this isn't live.
What are you talking? Oh,
yeah.
Well, everybody out in there, pay no attention to the man who just may have said some very questionable things. But anyways, back to the show.
Yes, back to the show. When you are Suicide Gemini, and you not only do you take credit for Nero losing his title, but also pretty much gunning after him, pretty much being titleless, you are going to be painting a target on your back on all of Apex. But speaking of Apex and Nero Napier, here we have a match of Nero and his wife Mizuki, and going up against CG Ghost and TK of the Spectre Sonata. I guess as a continuation of the final 2 in the last showcase match in the week previously. And also we see Nero, who still has the title. So Zach DeWeaver probably sold him a prop. I think that's the ongoing theory.
Either that or he went down to the gift shop. I mean, we do sell, like, copies of them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not that great of quality, but, I mean, it's nice to have it.
I think it's Nero trying to send a message to Victor saying, hey, the title still looks good on me.
Yeah. But now we get into the fun stuff. We have one of the younger members of the Spectre Sonata group going up against the Queen of Apex herself, and honestly, doing astounding. And, I mean, just like, this is some back and forth fight.
Oh, most definitely. TK is one of the more ferocious people that we have on the roster. I mean, look at that neck breaker. And,
I mean,
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, just that neck breaker. Oh, God, I felt that right in my
And then,
neck. But then
suplex. Tiny but mighty. And the number one, definitely putting the number one contender to Victor's World Heavyweight Championship on the ropes. But Mizuki looks like she was going for a neck breaker of her own, but just socking her right in the back of the head. I swear, I said this before. I said this last week. Mizuki's definitely, she's not just one of the smartest, but she's got a sniper-like accuracy with just military-esque CQC brutality on her side. She
Well, not
is
only that-
lethal.
I mean, not only that, we see, like, her... The thing of it is, in this tag match, and it's something that needs to be said, and everybody needs to remember this. You're not just fighting against the top two of Apex, you're fighting a literal husband-wife combo. So much like the Mandalorians, you're fighting a group that has literally so much synergy, so much energy, so much momentum, and most importantly, so much intimate knowledge of one another's movesets, combat styles, and capabilities. You're basically going into a firefight armed with a stick, versus two people armed with literally every known maneuver and weapon in existence at their disposal.
But here's the thing, though. CG has actually looked like he was going toe-to-toe with Nero. Speaking of Nero getting called back by Mizuki, ordering her husband, no, I want the cat.
I mean, there's tons of ways to skin a cat, but skinning a ghost cat? Not sure. Not sure.
Yeah, and here we just see Mizuki just dismantling TK, whipping him back into the corner, but TK definitely... She's the prodigy of Naja is... Like, not the prodigy of Naja. What the hell am I trying to say? Naja has trained TK very, very well. She has been... Like, ever since she came into the Nexus and after Naja took her under her wing, or paw, I think I want to say. I mean, TK has been, not just ferocious, but just been... Like, her performance has improved overall.
Agreed. Definitely agreed. Though, even with the improvements, though, TK does realize they're going up against, Mizuki Napier, the literal queen of Apex, the Titan class of the Titan class of the female divisionary fights. Remember, this is the literal equal to Nero in Apex. You cannot sleep on Mizuki, no matter what.
Speaking of sleep, a Titan of Boa straight to TK's face. 1, 2, 3. Mizuki picking up a win. The Napier's winning over Spectre Sonata. And
Darn shame. I really like Spectre Sonata.
Me too. They are quickly becoming one of my favorite trio. Like, not only trios, but just favorite teams in MNW, like, as a whole.
Seriously. They look, and it does showcase that they're able to hold their own against the former World Heavyweight Champion and his wife. Which means, I can foresee some really big events coming down in Spectre Sonata's line of work.
Well, Spectre Sonata is definitely gonna have to find that momentum again, and I mean, losing against Doom at Breakdown 7, as well as TK getting pinned like 2 times within the last 2 weeks. They need to build up a bit more, but they can definitely quickly get that built up as efficient as they can, because they are, I say this time and time again, they are effective, they are efficient, and most importantly, they are one of the more synergistic tag trios that we have on Flashbang. I want to see them go for the trios titles again. If not trios, definitely the tag titles. Like, pick a member, and they would be fantastic to go up against Mad World.
Agreed. I completely agree with you 100% on that. And honestly, I mean, as Papa Slick once said, the best way to get in shape and ready for anything, training montage.
It's gonna be a montage. Anyway, speaking of the tag team titles, we have the second of the qualifying matches. Here we have the Time Bandits, Thunderbolts, something Thunderbolts, teaming up with his old partner, the Sandman, going up against one of their oldest foes, Lord V in the Cleaver in the Abyssal Void, and capping it off, Electro Reality, VR Junkie, and the Electro Man. And we got Cleaver.
Okay.
Sorry, what?
Oh, no. I was just gonna mention, like, this is gonna be a right rip snort of a fight. I mean, You got two teams that absolutely... It's honestly, you got the good, the bad, and the electric.
Most definitely. Like, editing this match, kind of a peek behind the curtain, was very tough because I did not know not only what to pick as like good, as like moments to take out, but I didn't know what. Like, there were so many good moments in this match. I would definitely once the video gets up on YouTube, definitely watch this match in its entirety on the MNW YouTube channel at Multiverse Nexus Wrestling on YouTube, and just watch this entire match because this was phenomenal. A lot of great moments that I'm sad that I had to cut out.
Don't worry about it, buddy. Don't worry. There's always... I'm sure there's always room for a potential extended version, maybe later on down the line. But anyways, getting back into the lovely match that we're previewing here. Hot damn, and oh, my spine. I felt that one.
Yeah, and then we also, Electro Man getting busted open, a little team action from Lord V and Sandman, and Thunderbolt
Yeah,
and
but he gets back in.
Never discount Electro Man. I know I always talk about this, literally every time they're brought up, but they were one of the best risings. Oh my God, Cleaver!
Yep, and Cleaver just committed live murder on television. Just, oh God.
You know,
and then you got V just stomping down on the Time Bandits.
You know, one of the good things about being busy at like all times is you forget that moments like that happen, and you get surprised by it again. And this is what I'm talking about. Go back and watch this match, ladies and gentlemen. You will not be disappointed.
Speaking of, we gotta say this right now. Oh!
Tornado
God, VR
DDT.
Absolutely, just okay. You know, you'd think it's hard for this guy to see what's going on, but I swear that thing's got a built-in like external camera that he's able to see the world around him.
I still am convinced that he thinks he's playing a video game, while also getting paid to do this, and he just thinks that the graphics are realistic.
Wait, then how the hell is he able to take the injury? You know what? No, I'm not going down that road. I'm not going down that road. Otherwise, I'm going to end up in Anon's office with tons of questions and no answers.
Well, the main answer you're going to get out of Anon is coo.
I know. I had to listen to that for 2 whole hours, Anon! Explain to me how he's able to see!
Listen, orientation is rough for everybody.
Well, you know what else is rough? Just, getting V clobbering you. And then getting your head kicked in by the Time Bandits.
Yeah. Super kick to the back of the head of Lord V. Sandman trying to go in for the time loop, but V kicks out of that. Lord V diving elbow, misses. And then Sandman going in, out of time.
Yo, the touch. VR's out of time.
2, 3, Electro Man just barely misses it. And the Time Bandits go on to next week's match against the Grand Equation to hopefully become the #1 contenders for the Flashbang Tag Team Championships. This has actually got to be the first time, like every time that I want to see the Time Bandits win that match because they are one of the oldest tag teams in Flashbang that I don't think have ever gotten a chance at those belts.
Actually, now that you mention it, hold on, let me look at this book here for a second. It's our handy-dandy records book. Give me 1 second. Right, thank you, Phyllis. And let me return to, what page was it, Phyllis? 368?
I thought it was...
Okay,
I thought it was...
Oh, you're right! Holy shit! I'll be damned!
Looks like according to our our interviewer Travis, the Time Bandits did have a title match against the Bone Warriors.
Oh yeah, I remember. I think that was the one match I wasn't able to view because Actually, I don't think... that was a pay-per-view match, wasn't it?
I'll have to go back to the records myself to check. But yeah, I believe it either sounded like a pay-per-view match or like a special flashbang. But we had Shere Khan calling out Simon the Psycho, and now we have a promo from one of Simon's compatriots, the Bulldog Grand Martin of Honor Bound.
Boy, Hutch, it seems like you sure don't watch the show very much, because if you did, you would know that when you cross the line, we show up to put you back on the other side. Maybe our threat to Suicide Gemini went a little bit over your head. Maybe you don't take us seriously. But let's do a little reality check, no pun intended. Hutch, what exactly have you accomplished since you've been here that gives you the right to run your mouth like you own this place? You're riding Victor's coattails, who, by the way, 3 months ago, nobody was talking about. The only reason he's World Heavyweight Champion is because all of you boys couldn't beat Nero on your own. And while I'm glad that he lost the title, I'm not too happy that he lost it to a narcissistic piece of crap like Victor Vicious, who's just as bad for a lot of different reasons. And now you want to get involved in everybody else's title shot. You want to jump Simon because you didn't get your way. Well, I'll tell you what, Hutch, I know exactly how to get your attention. So while you're waiting for an answer from the madness, how about next week, you and I go one-on-one? If you want the Honor Bound's attention, you got it, punk! Unless, of course, you have to ask your wife for permission. I wouldn't want her to get upset if you guys have plans for later in the evening. Or if you decide to tuck tail and duck my challenge, just like you accused her. Don't worry, Hutch, I'll understand if you don't have the balls to come out here. I guess that Mandalorian armor is the only thing you got left of your dignity anyway, so who really cares? I'll wait for your answer next week.
My God, the Bulldog is
Bulldog's off the leash.
Yeah, that's an understatement. He is pissed. Oh God, so next week, so this coming Flashbang tomorrow, we're probably gonna get Bulldog Grant Martin versus Hutch Kale, maybe. Although Hutch challenged Kuso to a match, and then this is getting complicated. This is getting more complicated than it has to be.
Look. Joe. Take it from a guy who has watched enough drama TV series. He's seen enough Grey's Anatomy. He's seen enough, all my circuits. I'm just going to tell you this right now. This is a therapy match that's going to also boil into the bitter rivalry fight. And let's just say this. I wouldn't be surprised if it devolved into the all for brawl kind of situation.
Well, I mean, we'll actually get to the brawl for y'all later on in the show, but it seems to be when it comes to the Kales, Hutch, and Kuso, the lines are forming out the door and into and outside, because not only is Hutch just racking up people who want to challenge him and fight him, but Kuso as well. Not just for the tag titles, but also because of old rivalries. I'm not sure if you know, Robbie, but one of the biggest rivalries in the indie scene is definitely Kuso and Taigiri of the Troll Train. And personally speaking, I would love to see that match because they put on 4-star matches in their sleep when they're paired together. But here's another thing though. I would love to see the Mad World go up against TK and any member of Spectre Sonata. That will be a banger just by the first lockup.
Oh, by all means. However, not to distract, there is something that kind of did come to mind, especially with Bulldog's proclamations that he was making. You think that this actually isn't just some randomized challenge, but instead this is actually a tactically called fight? Because let's be honest, Bulldog strikes me as the kind of guy that he lies in wait. The dog, basically, like, he's playing dead, so to speak. And while he's barking up the storm, he's just barking enough so that way Hutch gets close enough and he goes for the throat.
I mean,
if you're picking up what I'm putting down, so to speak.
well, not Hutch. Well, Hutch too. Well, Grant Martin has shown to be one of the most loyal people when it comes to his friends and people who he calls allies. And after Hutch attacked Simon previously in the Knights, that stirred up Grant Martin a whole that definitely ticked a whole lot of boxes, and probably hit a lot of boxes from not only DeLuna, but also Shere Khan against Kevin Blackwell, and and seeing the writing on the wall, probably was like, no, I'm stopping this right here, right now. I am not letting this linger, because let's face it, the Kevin Blackwell thing, that lingered for more like a year and 6 months, math, 18 months that lasted, and that was way too long for anyone's liking. So he's probably thinking, I better nip this in the butt right now and just go after him, get my revenge, and then we can be done with it.
So the dog's trying to bury the bone before the bone, gets broken and caught in the throat, so to speak.
Yeah, most definitely. But coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of Hutch and the Cartel, we have one half of the tag team champions, The Madness, going up against the World Heavyweight Champion, Victor Vicious of the Cartel. And I'm not going to lie, I did not... Madness is a tag team expert, but has definitely shown to have a lot of talent in singles wrestling. But how are you going to go up against a man like Victor, who was just lying in wait for months until he decided to have his moment to strike, and struck hard, becoming the World Heavyweight Champion?
I think that's kind of the whole shtick of Madness. I mean, they're unpredictable. You can't figure them out. Unlike, I'm going to say this. With Victor Vicious and Miro, their whole matchup, Victor had tons of time to study up on Miro. He had tons of time to figure out his strengths, his weaknesses, his tactics, his combat skills and prowess. And yes, while you have the Madness, working under Victor during his Cartel days, let's be real, do you really know jack about Madness? Because honestly, this is an unpredictability factor, and Victor knows it. I think that's why he's... Because honestly, when you're watching this match, Victor's taking wild swings because he doesn't know what the hell Madness can accomplish. And as we're seeing right now, Madness is taking it to him.
Chaos moonsault square onto Victor's abdomen, but Victor sits right back up. 2 counts. Victor kicks right out of it. And little tributes to the 90s, telling Victor what he can do. The 2 words. God, what's that fucking line again? Madness having 2 words for Victor Vicious. There we go, saved it. But Victor immediately coming back up. Pop-up Meteora. Right onto Victor, going for that moonsault once more. And letting it rip square back onto Victor. Staying down this time. And then doing a little dance. That unpredictability that you were mentioning.
I mean, hey, you gotta get the... When you feel that funky, fresh rhythm, you go for that funky, fresh rhythm. And just, oof, the kick to the head and that backwards suplex. Just...
The Florida Keys ringing the bell, but Victor Vicious still kicks out at 2.
Ah, man. And, while I praise the unpredictability factor of Madness, you also gotta remember the kingpin factor of Victor Vicious. Man is literally built like a Mack truck. He's got the strength, he's got the endurance, and by God, does he have the patience.
I mean, I can't agree more with that. I mean, the patience to pretty much lying wait for just about all of his stints here in Flashbang up until 3 months ago, where he just decided, nah, I'm gonna go for the world title, and won it.
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, he's applying pressure onto Madness in ways that are just, you know, like, you can't stop him. And look, we've seen it now. He makes him tap out. I mean, good God.
Your winner,
I give...
the world champion, Victor Vicious. And I...
In nomine e patria e friti e spiritusia de santea.
God bless you.
Yes. Gesundheit.
And I just... The cartel is getting... what's going on with the cartel is becoming more and more complicated by the day. You'd figure it was just one side being the Mad World, just trying to cash in on a bounty, but then all these other factors come in, and now, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I think it's gonna get to a point to where all of Flashbang is gonna want a piece of Victor Vicious, Hutch, and Nitzig Gunkgobbler.
I mean, would make sense. However, that bounty could actually backfire as well on everybody because, you know, like, yeah, Vic's got the big bounty on his head. He's the world champion as well, so you take him down, you're getting 2 for 1 prizes. But, remember, this is the cartel we're talking about. Who's this? And one thing about a cartel that I've studied, especially during my time within criminology, is that cartels will always manage to find a way to take any situation they're in, turn it around, and then double it. Well, so that whole bounty thing could go back and bite whoever put it on their heads.
Most definitely. It's something that I lovingly call the Earl King tactic, where pretty much they're going to turn all of their enemies against one another and just kind of sit back on the sidelines and pick off who's left.
Makes sense.
Earl,
definitely makes sense.
Yeah, Earl King West did that with brutal efficiency when he was not only leading the Empire, but when he was Dark Lord Pernicious' number 2. And Victor, being a student of the game, probably saw that and is probably going to reap the benefits of that.
Oh yeah, no. Victor, he knows to take the things that work. He knows how to apply them in his own little twist. And honestly, I think this is where the cartel is definitely going to shine. It's divide and conquer tactics. They don't want to be recognized by everybody else as the main threat, so hey, it's time to make everybody else go at each other's throats.
Yeah, because like why it's the tactic of work smarter, not harder. But, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the main event of Flashbang. Nitzig Gunkgobbler of the cartel going up against the interdimensional champion, the best boy, the Sentai hero, Burl Kaiser, for the interdimensional championship. And look at Burl looking snazzy. That's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. The interdimensional championship. The title that makes you the defender of the multiverse and pretty much take on any challenge that it throws at you. And Brawl's biggest challenge tonight is going up against Nitzig Gunkgobbler, a man who has pretty much got Brawl's number up until current. Because, like, Brawl, even as champion, has never beaten Nitzig at all. Surprisingly, even though, you know, I mean, you'd figure as a champion you would definitely be racking up wins one after another. But Brawl is more patient than that, and I guess choosing to fight another day when it comes to most of his matches.
I believe that Brawl is kind of taking the knowledge that his forebears, especially the former interdimensional world champions, have held, and taking their taking their ideas and applying them, especially against somebody who he knows he has not had any good luck against. I mean, remember, this is the guy who, again, as you said, Brawl has never really beaten Nitzig, but Brawl has managed to defeat some pretty noteworthy people. I mean, hell, look who he won the belt off of.
Pinning Hutch Kale and subsequently beating him once, like, right afterwards. I mean, taking on Diamond Dallas Page, which I still love that match. Mostly because I'm a huge DDP mark. And Star Busta out the gates. 1, 2, kicks out at 2. And then going for another. And man, Brawl was firing on all cylinders in this match, and I just loved it.
No, Brawl. Bravo to Brawl. Bravo magnifico. Like, this is the true showings of an interdimensional champion. And, going up against somebody who you've got so much history against, like, that there is no time to slouch, no time to slack. You gotta give it your all. And that's what this glorious Sentai hero is doing. Giving it his all.
But you cannot sleep on Nitzig for even a moment. He is the war boss for a reason.
Oh yeah. And as we see, Nitzig definitely knows how to take a hit and dish a hit. Though, I gotta say, Brawl getting a little feisty on his fighting style. I'm kind of detecting a much more, if you notice, there's kind of a more aggressive undertone in this fight. And I believe that's on purpose.
Well, I mean, you go up against... You have someone challenge you for your title. Someone who you have never beaten before. I would try and be a bit more aggressive too, especially with a man who... His job, his hobby, was to smack people and to neither injure or mortally wound them. For fun. When he wasn't doing war boss stuff.
I wonder what the hell war boss stuff constitutes, but at the same time, I kind of don't want to know. But, as you said, Nitzig, I mean, don't sleep on this guy. Big, meaty orc. And just slamming Brawl Kaiser all across. Like a sack of potato.
Once that adrenaline kicks in, anybody weighs about as much as a bag of feathers. But it still is not enough to put down Nitzig. Going in for a second Star Buster. And then planting head right into the middle of the ring. Cutting him off. 1, 2, almost 3. That was a 2.9999. I bit hard on that near fall. Oh god, I was jumping out of my seat. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, no, most certainly. I mean, hell, when I was watching this, on my TV back home, and I was, even though I lost my voice, I was screaming as best as I could, just because of how this fight was going. I was marking out. I was geeking out.
Oh god, talk about losing the voice. Last week, before the show, I went to go see a wrestling show, and yeah, I was talking very hoarse the entire night. It was noticeable.
I say nay to that, sir. Nay to that.
Granted, I doubt it was as bad as, about like what your voice was at, especially with your illness.
Ugh, don't even get me started. But, let's, instead of getting started, how about we see how this is gonna get finished, with Nitzig going in, trying to make Brawl just suffer and, screaming, give up. Give up. You haven't beaten me. You won't beat me now. Nothing's gonna change. I'm gonna take the interdimensional title belt off of you. And Brawl just defiantly telling him, to hell with you.
Kicking him, reversing out of that rope, sending Nitzig into the corner. Going up, middle rope, Brett's rope. Oh! Inverted Hurricane Rana. And he has to... That's the thing, though. Nitzig is so big that Brawl Kaiser has to get up on the ropes just to even kick his head in.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, I kind of feel bad for Brawl because he's got to go so up top. He's got to go twice as high as what he normally would do for a normal competitor because of how big of an absolute monstrosity Nexus is.
Look at all that, like all of that beef.
No, he's on Warzone.
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll see the beef later on tonight. But we got, we got Brawlkaiser picking up Nexus, sending him right back into the corner. What could he be thinking? Lifting him up, setting him onto the top buckle, climbing up onto Brett's rope, and here it is, Avalanche Starbuster, planted right into the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3. Brawlkaiser not only defending his title, but getting over that roadblock that was Nitsik Gunk Gobbler. And still, your interdimensional champion, your defender, ladies and gentlemen.
Good God, this fight was an absolute memorable one. And you know what? Brawl, salutations, salute, ganbate. You absolutely proved yourself out there, especially against Nitsig.
Now, because the Brawlkaiser has beaten Nitsig Gunk Gobbler, one other person has put themselves into the running against a Brawlkaiser for the interdimensional champion, and that is Shere Khan. Are we gonna see that match sometime soon? Are we gonna see Shere Khan go full on Were-Tiger on Brawlkaiser? And
the Rider versus the Tiger. That's gonna be a fun fight.
But until then, we will see more of that on twitch.tv/Edward Bosco tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Time subject to change. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, we have our Flashbang Moment of the Week.
Whips him into the corner. Let's see what we got.
Trying to pick him up.
Up
on that top rope.
There you go.
Brawl.
What's going on at the penthouse?
Oh, God, no. Is he out? Oh, my God. Oh, the Starbuster off the top
Flying
rope.
Starbuster.
Top rope Starbuster.
1, 2.
And Brawl retains.
Yeah!
Here is your winner and still interdimensional champion, Brawlkaiser!
Shooting Starbuster.
He finally beats Nitsig, and he just had to do his finishing move off the top rope to do it.
Oh, man. See what you can do with a couple feet of elevation.
His open challenge wasn't a huge nightmare, so he can cross.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was our moment of the week. I mean, I love it mostly because not only is it Brawlkaiser getting over, finally getting a win over Nitsig, but just showing that it doesn't matter if he loses. When it comes down to it, when it matters, hang on. Do you smell smoke? Sorry, it's a little just. Hey Phyllis, what's that smoke? It's a little distracting.
Yeah,
Can we
there's
get like a fan?
smoke in here. What the hell?
Yeah.
Where the hell's that coming from?
I've got a message from Phyllis on my phone. It's coming from the parking lot, apparently.
Wait. What? Hold on. What level?
It's not level 3.
My Jaguar! No!
Yeah, you should take care of that. And yep, he's gone and out the door. Ladies and gentlemen, that Robbie Slick. And I'm all alone right now. So let's just progress on to Warzone. So, ladies and gentlemen, we start Warzone off. I hope he's okay, because he was talking all up and down about that car. It's a really nice car if you guys have never seen it before. Really slick. That is correct. I do apologize. Ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize. We did have the call out this week. I do apologize. Thank you, Travis, for reminding me. Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, the call out for this evening, the Flame Revenant.
Hi, my name is Travis, and this is The Call Out. Tonight we have one of the hottest, no, I mean this quite literally one of the hottest, like magma-burning hottest, wrestlers here in the Warzone roster. He is also one of the co-founders of Chained Hell, and is the owner of the Burning Lounge. Please give a warm welcome to the Flame Revenant. Hey, okay, just have a sec. Oh, that is a leather chair you are currently burning with your backside. Okay, so how you doing there, Master Flame Revenant?
I'm doing quite alright. Although you don't need the Master, it's Flame Revenant. But I'll take Master if you wish.
So, tell me about the Burning Lounge. Whose idea was it, and how did it come to be?
Whose idea was it for the Burning Lounge? Well, originally it was mine. The Burning Lounge used to be just a simple warehouse that I owned and controlled, a little bit of my power. But with a little time and effort, I was able to turn it into something glorious.
There must have been a hot market for it. I'll stop, sorry. There's been a lot of talk about one of your employees, and she's the newest addition to Chained Hell, Uzra. How did you get the Berserker to come and join you in the Burning Lounge, and then follow it by joining you on Chained Hell?
Oh, yes, you mean Uzra, the newest member. To be honest with you, I had Uzra scouted to be the newest member of Chained Hell before they were even Uzra. Back when they were still Unga. They originally joined the lounge as just a simple bouncer. When they joined Maximilian, I was a little upset because I thought, well, I'm not gonna get the Berserker. And then the whole falling out with him and then becoming Uzra was a thing. At that point, I wondered, I'll let them keep working here, but maybe I should pry and see if they wish to join another group. There was a long conversation with the other two members of Chained Hell, and in agreement, we offered Uzra a chance, asked if they want to join. And well, as you can see...
Now, there has been speculations and a show of tension between yourselves and the other wrestling bar, the Omega Pub. So, will we see a friendly competition between two happy-go-lucky bars, or do we expect a heated rivalry that will bleed over into the wrestling ring?
There has been tension between us and Omega Pub. I believe we are 1-1 right now. I will promise you this. We're not going to let the rivalry bleed over into the businesses. That's just bad business. But the ring is another story, and I have no problem setting everything on fire.
Former tag team champion and co-founder of a well-known faction, Chained Hell, what's next for the Flame Revenant?
What is next for me? Well, for now, just working business and running a feud. But I have an idea of something on the back burner, I should say, I'm working on. Maybe another title. Who knows? You'll have to wait and see.
And before my entire interview couch is melted into the earth and we have to call the fire department, is there anything you'd like to tell the Firing Line audience before we depart, Mr. Flame Revenant?
Is there anything I'd like to tell the Firing Line? Well, go to the Burning Lounge. It's much better than the Omega Pub. And remember, bask in my glory.
Oh, that poor chair, and it was imported too. And if you want to see members like the Flame Revenant, tune in on Saturdays for Dr. Caliban's Twitch channel to tune in to Warzone. My name is Travis, and thank you for joining us on The Call Out.
Hey, Joe, get the fire extinguisher. It's starting to catch a lot more.
Yeah, don't worry. It's on its way. I got... Yeah. Wait. Phyllis, what do you mean, Robbie? Why do we only have one fire extinguisher in this entire building? This is a problem. Robbie took the fire extinguisher to go help with his car. That can't be that can't be a coincidence. Yeah, no, you'd think that, Sasquatch, you'd think that. But because of the freaking duct system that we have to have for Anon's travels, we can't really have a sprinkler system because he gets too wet. It's weird. I'm gonna play this promo, and I'm gonna try and find the freaking fire blanket. Anyway, we transition to Warzone, ladies and gentlemen, as we start off with the Gatekeeper, the Allfather, Arkolf.
Greetings and salutations, Multiverse. So, I have your attention. Good. That was what the point was. I hear what you all say. Oh, Arkolf betrayed us. The Allfather brought the Inquisition. Well, there's a reason I do that. I hold a sacred duty in the multiverse. I am the Gatekeeper. It is my job to ensure that all who are here are worthy of the honor. There are secrets you do not understand. And as the Gatekeeper, I feel I have not been doing my job as well as I could, and I've been suffering for it. It used to be that all the newcomers, all the so-called young lions, came through me. Do you remember that? But that hasn't been the case for a long time. And there are many here who have not faced the Gatekeeper. And many of them have been winning showcase matches. Well, let's get to the point. I have talked to the brass, and they have granted me the chance to test the younglings in a gauntlet match next week at the Super Show. Everyone who should face me will face me. So, you younglings, see you next week.
I think I got it off. I had to pour like all my water bottles on there, but I think I got it. Oh god. Alright. Where were we? Right. Allfather. Okay. The Allfather laying down the gauntlet, literally. And pretty much trying to reinstall his reputation for the multiverse. I mean, ever since he's back on Warzone, we had a bunch of people come in who have not tested their mettle against the Allfather. I mean, Wilson, Son of Will, Maximilian Thunderthighs being just a few. Although, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think Wilson actually did fight the Allfather when they were both on Flashbang. So never mind. He can actually be excused from that. But yeah, like, people like Maximilian Thunderthighs, especially this new crop, the Bad Batch that they've been dubbed. I mean, Nakano Kirishima, Beowulf, Uzra, Buck Bumble. They might get a chance to go up against one of the most terrifying people in the entirety of MNW. I stood next to that man one other time, and I was just shuddering with fear. He is intimidating. That is all I'm gonna say about that. Excuse me. I had to go run to go to the. I got to go run to the break room just to get more water bottles. I couldn't find the fire blanket whatsoever. Anywho, so ladies and gentlemen, we transition next to our showcase match, starting off with Power Surge, another one of our young lions. Well, and here's another one as well. Sergeant Major Payne coming out is our HR representative, registered Anon, who I need to talk about the sprinkler system with. And After that, we have Wonderball representing High Voltage. And TJ the Mince Gable, fresh off of his hardcore match with Daggerick. And then next we have Lieutenant Phoenix. And then and then representing the Burning Lounge, Uzra. And then number 8, Kelly of Omega Club. Apparently another member of Omega Club was supposed to be taking place in this match, but Kelly superseded them just to get at Uzra. And I'm not going to lie, I am not doubting that. I'm not going to get in the middle of Kelly when she's motivated. Because when she's motivated, oh man, it is a sight to see, to say the least. Then we have Sergeant Major Payne going up against Wonderball. Lieutenant Phoenix Hallex going up against Register Anon. I need to talk to Lieutenant Phoenix Hallex after this, actually, because that's probably a violation. And Power Surge going up against TJ the Mince Gable. And according to this note that I'm getting from Phyllis, that Kelly was actually more upset about Anon, was more upset about the women's restroom not getting fixed properly. And I'm not going to lie. That should have been handled, like, yesterday. Alright, Blitzkrieg onto Wonderball on the outside. TJ the Mince Gable, and then Wonderball kicking out immediately after that. That's never happened. Actually, even against Beowulf. Beowulf even still got a 2 count. Wonderball is actually tougher than we give him credit for. And we got Uzra teaching Kelly how to count, which feels wrong in a way, but you know what? I'm not going to get in the middle of that fight. Phoenix Hallex getting in the middle of TJ the Mince and Power Surge. And Anon getting slammed. Looks like Power Surge has got a pin, kicked out at 0. Sergeant Major Payne and Wonderball taking their little thing back to the ring. Uzra getting in the middle of that once Kelly wisely rolled out of the ring to try and get some rest. Uzra wants to play with both of these guys, and nice DDT from Uzra. And then going right back to Wonderball, whipping him into the corner. Kelly getting right back into the ring, saying, "Hey, we're not finished here." Power Surge and TJ the Mince still going at it. TJ showing those gold-winning rights and lefts. Kicking out is Wonderball. And then... Ooh, look at that kick from Hallex. You know, we haven't really seen... Now that I actually think about it, we haven't really seen Phoenix Hallex in a while. I think it's been a few months since we've actually seen him in the ring. Hopefully we get to see more of him soon in that glorious mustache. That's the thing. See... Here's the thing about he's a firefighter with facial hair. How does that work? Like, I know that he wears a mask and everything, but I could have swore that you were supposed to be clean shaven as a firefighter. More questions for later. Also, hey Travis, should definitely ask him about if you can ask him about that. Oh my God! Look at that bicycle kick to the back of Sergeant Major Payne's head, but Payne getting right back up. And then we have Power Surge getting the pin over TJ the Mince Gable. TJ the Mince is probably still getting some recovery from his brutal. My God, was that a brutal match against Daggerick. He's probably still in some more sort of recovery. Those ribs have got to be excruciating. And then we have Wonderball getting the pin over Sergeant Major Payne. Power Surge and Wonderball going up against each other. And then Primal Thunder from Uzra onto Anon. 1, 2, kicks out at 2. Anon. Oh my God. The Florida man just showing how tough and resilient he really is. I have got to learn to pace myself when I'm doing this solo. Let's see here what we got. Oh my God, double kick straight to Anon, who doesn't even falter. I mean, even getting busted open like that, he does not fall. Poison Rana onto Anon from Power Surge. And looks like that Uzura got knocked down. 1, 2, 3. Phoenix Hallex pins Uzra. Kelly immediately upset. Goes right after Hallex for pinning Uzra. Excuse me. My tea. And then Power Surge stealing the pin from Kelly. I think that's a sunset flip. Going for the pin on Power Surge. And now Kelly and Wonderball going after Power Surge. And then Kelly in for herself. The AFU onto Wonderball. That was a dumb joke. I should probably never do that again. And then kicks out right at 2 out of the AFU. And then, oh my God, a backbreaker right onto his knee. Yikes. See, I don't know, like, having never been in the ring, I don't know, like, what's harder, landing on the knee or getting someone landed onto your knee. I guess it's more of a weight thing. Because that feels like it would actually hurt the person doing it more than it would the one who's getting taken. Wonderball putting in the choking hazard onto Power Surge. Power Surge getting out immediately. Training with Trashman Jones and Bart Ender is yielding a lot of results, apparently. Power Surge is becoming a lot tougher, a lot more resilient. You could definitely see... I could see him kicking right at the calves, and then that double stomp onto Wonderball. Wonderball getting right back up, though. Looks like Kelly is out on the side in some sort of resting period. Wisely catching her breath, probably grabbing a water bottle from under the ring. I mean, she's also wearing her complete Omega Pub attire. That has got to be like excruciating to compete in. Well, like I can see why like some of these people go for like tights and stuff, but like going up in like dress pants, her and Aussie both, that has got to be uncomfortable. But you know what? It probably drives them more just to get the match done. As well as like heels, like you gotta think that heels actually have got to be not only hard to walk in, but also to a fight in. Although they are kind of natural weapons. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm ranting. I'm ranting about nothing. Oh, that package pile driver onto the outside concrete on to Power Surge from Wonderball. Looks like Kelly's setting up for another AFU onto Anon. Little gesture to the crowd. That spin and planting Anon head first onto the concrete. 1, 2, 3. Anon has been eliminated, and I'm guessing he's definitely heard her. Ooh, and Wonderball getting eliminated too after that. Anon's probably definitely going back to the HR office now to get those restrooms resolved. Last 2, Kelly and Power Surge. Now, with Arkoff giving his declaration, I'm going to spoil the show a little bit. Louis McDonald did not get attacked by Arkoff. Oh, going for that elbow drop, but landing right in the middle of the ring. That's gotta be excruciatingly painful. Irish whip into the ropes. Getting the leg caught, reversed, arm drag. God. I know he's wearing a freaking elbow brace, but that still has to hurt. Hitting, like, because not a lot of people know this. That's plywood underneath that mat.
Okay, come on.
Like, because your elbow's hitting like nothing but plywood at that point, and that has to hurt. Yes, there's padding to make it a little bit less, but oh god, it's still painful. According to Travis, he's pointing out that even though he is physically young, Power Surge has been around longer, if not the longest since for Maximilian Thunder Thighs. And if Maximilian Thunder Thighs doesn't count as a young line, then Power Surge most definitely does not. That is very true, but he's still pretty much getting treated as like a trainee. Rope assisted DDT, going in for a 2 count. Ugh. My god, this the last 2 minutes of this match.
Doing it again. For the third time this match, the EFU.
Going for an AFU. 1, 2, 3. The boss of the showcase. Showing why she earned that title. We have Lasume of Flashbang and Kelly of Warzone. Giving a little jig and a little moonwalk.
4 wins. No one's even close now.
That's meme with my background again. I swear to God. Ugh. Every time, I swear to God. It's like every show, it's like, oh, there it is. People are like, oh yeah, just change your system. No. He's got to figure... Sawyer will figure out a way. He always does. He's crafty like that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to our next portion of Warzone. Ladies and gentlemen, the former World Heavyweight Champion of Flashbang and former Warpgate Hardcore Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Ginger Boy.
Come on down here, Aiden. I'm not playing games with you. I'd like to speak with you, man. To fucking man. So get your ass down here. I'm going to sit here and chat shit. We can talk about your career or the losses you've picked up on the playground. We can sit here and talk about it. So come on. You're us down here. Because the Kings and our Voltage, I feel like they have less to do with this than you and I'd like to admit, but we can talk about that together. Now, can we? So, if you're done twiddling your thumbs back there, done playing on the slide, done swinging on the swings, change your diaper and get out here. Right? That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for you to man up and come talk to me. Because if you don't, this is gonna get real personal real quick. I know, listen, we both want to beat the living piss and shite out of each other. But before we do that, I'd like to have a few words with you. Alright? Man to man, come on, we have history, we're friends. Just come on down. Alright?
Yo, Ginger Boy! Gingy! Boobala! You know, you talk a lot of shit for somebody with a tattoo of an Ewok on his chest. So, you wanted me to come out here. You wanted me to you know what, Mr. Chair Thrower? Sure. Let's get this on. You want to say something to me? I'm here. I can't get over that thing.
Well, you done? You done bitching about chairs? You done being a little crybaby, right? I see you got your diaper on. I hear it crinkling under there. You piece of shit. Now, listen. The Kings, our Voltage, have little to do with this. That's my perspective, really. They have little to nothing to do with this. What this is a beef between us.
You know, as much as it hurts to say, you actually said something correct for once, Ginger Boy. I agree. This is about you. This is about me. And we don't need to bring any of the boys into this. So, yeah. Because you know what? I like the Bells. I like them. They're good guys. And, you know, my guys, Wonderball, Leonid, they don't need this shit. So, yeah, you, me.
We're in little pissheads. Your guys aren't that bad. But what we need to do is, again, beat the living piss out of each other. But violent concourse on its own, I don't think that's enough. I think we should wait till there's a little bit more on the line, per se. Because if I'm doing something with you, I want to go big.
Hey, you know what? I agree. And you know what? Hey, a little birdie told me something. Little birdie told me that something that fits that description is coming up for you and me. So, yeah, let's call it, what's the word? Let's call it truce. Until our booked matches coming up. We can just let it slide. We chillax.
Yeah, right. I don't mind smiling and waving at you punk ass from the other end of the locker room for a few weeks until things start picking up. Oh, trust me, when things pick up, You're gonna be the one on the bad end. You're gonna be the one with the shit end of the stick, man. So, hope you have fun resting and relaxing with the boys.
You know, Gingy, you know what? When I beat you, and I will beat you, I'm going to be really nice. I'll buy you a baker's dozen, because I know you like that. So, yeah, we'll do that. I'll get you a cup of coffee, and, you know, maybe find you a decent hairstylist and something to clean up the... Really, why an Ewok, Gingy? That's all I want to know. Why an Ewok?
It's not... You gotta come out here. You're gonna piss on my time. Fine. You know, no, I'll take that baker's dozen. You know, I need a carbo load. You need a bit less, but we can talk about that another time. But, anyways, yeah. No, I'll be down. Let's keep up this little friendly charade until it's time to kill each other.
Sure. No, that's great. That's great. We'll meet in the ring. I'll put a 0 hour on you. And then, yeah, you'll look at the lights, notice how pretty they are, and then, you know, I'll go on to glory, and you'll go on to wherever it is you go. The pub, right? Yeah, it's the
bastard.
Yeah. I'll see you in a soon. Yeah, let's just say soon.
You know, Aiden made a weirdly good, decent observation. Because that bear that's on Gingy's chest, I can't see anything else but an Ewok. And so they called off their Super Show match, and are they going to be in the C101? They haven't really announced anybody else outside of Shoot Nation coming in, but I would love to see Ginger Boy and Aiden Zero fight in the C101. Ginger Boy being in the C101 last year in the tag tournament with McMorgan, as well as I don't think Aiden Zero was in that match, was in there at all. But yeah, so Aiden trying to get that last bit of sting. Excuse me 1 second. I'm sending a message back to Phyllis. I don't know why, but she sends me messages when Robbie's out. I don't know. I don't understand what's with that. Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, coming up next is a singles match. Fear the Terror Angel, aka Fear Strikes, going up against Seth Jackson of Jiff. I think that's the official name. The Jackson Investigation Force. There we have Seth Jackson coming up. Beautiful suplex. And Fear Strikes, former Nexus Titan champion, getting in that waist lock, trying to just retch in at Seth Jackson's ribs. And Seth Jackson reversing it, trying to go back at his. And man, this is actually a rare technical match from both of these men. Don't know why Phyllis keeps doing this to me. Phyllis, come on. I'm missing the match. Anyway, so Seth Jackson and Fear Strikes taking it to the outside. Seth Jackson has actually been showing to be winning a lot of his matches very quickly and efficiently. Rarely has he kind of lingered on his matches as of late. I mean, if I put him up, even in the tag match with Istanbul, he still tapped out Carnival within like 5 minutes. Fear Strikes throwing him back into the ring. And then just walking all over his back, planting all... I think he's got about 280, 290 pounds all over Seth Jackson. Seth Jackson running clothesline, sending them both to the outside. landing on his feet. Grace got a cat-like grace to his step. Throwing Fear Strikes right back into the ring, knowing that he has to end the match in the ring. And just raining down those punches onto his head. And Seth Jackson taking off the turnbuckle. Come on, Seth, you should know the rules. You shouldn't do that. Brett didn't see it at all. And suplex. I think Fear Strikes' boot grazed the exposed buckle. And let's see. Nice little suplex there. And yeah, excuse me one moment here. There it is. Give me just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. I have to do something really quick. And hang on, let's. Hello? Is somebody here?
My dear friend, I heard.
Oh God! Hi, CG, ladies and gentlemen, it's CG of Spectre Sonata, the bad CG Ghost. Hello, hi.
Greetings to you all.
Oh, beautiful.
I'm so lonely, so I thought I'd join you.
Yeah, thank you for coming in. Sorry, we're just in the middle of the match right now, and against Fear Strikes and Seth Jackson, formerly Seth, I'm guessing, is a former member of the Flashbang roster. And how familiar are you with Fear Strikes?
Well, I've heard of the Terror Angel, of course, but mostly seeing of the terror that he's bestowed upon Warzone, I elected to keep my distance.
And especially when they fall into fear such as that, going in for 1, 2, kicks out right at 2. Nexus Titan Champion definitely has his work cut out for him.
Now, I'm not as familiar with the Terror Angel, but good old Seth Jackson, he doesn't go down easy. Not very much gets through that thick head of his.
Was he like with his, I guess you could say, I guess perpetual nature of going after those who are of supernatural persuasion such as yourselves, is that like a major... Oh, as I was mentioning it, as I was talking, Seth Jackson picking up the victory over Fear the Terror Angel, but like, has Seth hassled you guys at all in Spectre Sonata?
Well, the group as a whole, no. Unfortunately, PM got put in their drunk tank a few times, but that was mostly his fault. And, if I remember correctly, Seth Jackson actually kept him company while he was, detained.
Such a nice man, especially shaking the hand of Fear Strikes. And I posed a weird idea. So Seth is trying to form a group, JIF. Do you think it should stand for not just the Jackson Investigation Force, but Jackson, Istanbul, who he's already given an invitation to, and Fear Strikes?
It would certainly be an eclectic group. Little bit of terror, little bit of panache with Istanbul, little bit of we'll say endurance with Seth. Quite the well-rounded group.
Most definitely.
I could definitely see all of them sharing in some bit of success. Certainly as a trio, very well balanced.
Most definitely. I would love to see, like, I'm not gonna lie, I would actually love to see what this investigation force is going to bring up. But first and foremost, we have to go into our next program. Ladies and gentlemen, the Knight of Virtue, the Gouda Boy, Sir McCheese.
Hey, how's it going, Warzone? It's me. You know, you're Gouda Boy. Your Briest defender. did you get that one? Okay, it wasn't that good, but okay, listen. So this whole situation's weird. I was hanging out, you know, You've all hung out before, right? I've hung out. We've all hung out. Anyway, so it was in a locker room. And I opened my locker, put my key in, turned the keys in the locker. There was a letter in there from Lady Boots. Yeah, and so it was, well, it was weird. I don't talk to Lady Boots that often, so I'm not used to how they work. And it's fine, but it was kind of filled with innuendo and a lot of suggestive sword metaphors. I gotta do my best to stay, the good boy, and being a knight and all that. So after, reading the letter, I was scared. I was very scared, but then I analyzed it a little bit more, and I realized that she wanted a match. Yeah, a match that, I absolutely fear the implications of, but, it would be for that Nexus Titan belt. And, as much as I do fear those implications, I'm a knight, she's a princess, and we're gonna keep things, as the kids say, well, we're gonna keep things 100. We're gonna keep them family-friendly. I will treat this match with the utmost respect and dignity that Lady Boots deserved, while also protecting my own personal moral decisions. Thank you.
And coming up on Saturday at the Super Show Thankskilling, we will have Sir McCheese against Lady Boots for the Nexus Titan Championship. This is going to be a decent match just based off of both of their different ideologies. On one hand, you have the Mistress of Corruption, and then you have pretty much a Knight of Virtue, the innocent Sir McCheese.
It's certainly a unstoppable force meets immovable object, and thankfully I think Sir McCheese is knightly enough to make sure there isn't a lot of collateral damage on that one. Even so, he was not comfortable at all.
Yeah, I don't want to be the one who explains what half of those innuendos were to McCheese, because I don't want to destroy his innocence. That will not be me. And
I'm pretty sure most of those innuendos couldn't make it through that armor of his. Though if his abs do come to show, they might be a bit more on the nose.
I mean, if those abs come out, it's going to be a done deal, and they're probably going to be on an even playing field, because my God, are they magnificent! I can wholeheartedly say that.
Certainly, how you get grated cheese with that one.
Most definitely. But coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we have Mick Morgan, the Scotsman, going up against Rapture New Road, representing Dungeons and Destinies. We haven't really seen a whole lot of Rapture for a hot minute. I think he's been training with the Dracos at this point. And immediately taking out the ref.
I wouldn't exactly call that a great strategy when you're trying to beat the other person in the ring.
See, I can't. I've been busy, and I wanted to actually go back into this match and kind of slow it down a bit. I wanted to actually see if McMorgan pushed Rapture into the ref before Rapture went into that Hurricane Rana.
If nothing else, you gotta have McMorgan sitting there going, "The hell."
It'd certainly be an interesting tactic by McMorgan then. Probably doesn't earn him any points with the ref though. You always wonder how impartial they are when they just get immediately destroyed like that.
Well, effectively they're immortal, so I think I don't know. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, is that why I haven't seen any referee ghosts around here?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that lines up.
Listen,
I always thought we just blowned and they just died.
like, well, we had the guy who looked like Peter Capaldi, and unfortunately, he kept getting so many blows to the head that, well, the doctor gave him like a concussion meter before. Well, let's just say we didn't want to reach 0.
Speaking of concussion meter, looks like Rapture certainly had a 1 on that particular scale for a minute there. He was out.
Most definitely. I mean, McMorgan, former Warpgate hardcore champion, definitely can dish out. I mean, he's one of the harder hitting people that we have on Flashbang, especially with his Highlander pile driver.
He is certainly a scrappy one. He can fight with the best of them. Though I have to wonder, how often does he lose teeth?
You don't want to know. He loses so many teeth. I think the Tooth Fairy has a loan out. Enrapturing slam, going for a cover. 1, 2, 3. As Jerry and Michael Montoya were caught in the middle of a conversation, Rapture picks up a win over the former Warpgate hardcore champion, and McMorgan is pissed. I would be too. It came right out of nowhere, and once again the ref is just down.
I think that's 1 for 1 for both fighters. I blinked and I missed this match the first go around.
Yeah, it took me when I was editing the. Well, actually, no, I barely edited that video because the match itself was under 5 minutes long. Like sorry, go ahead.
I have to wonder if McMorgan was angry not because that he lost, but because the match was so short.
He is definitely someone who lives for the fight, not fight, and he just enjoys those longer brawls. So yeah, I could definitely see why that would upset him more than just, oh, the match ended in 5 minutes. Oh, I lost. No. This was too short. I wanted to go longer. And Rapture, a win's a win. He's gonna move on to the pay window.
That does sound like Rapture. Then again, I suppose I'm a little bit biased since he is honorary Flashbang. It's really kind of difficult to determine where D&D is nowadays.
I mean, Rapture did kind of get a new sense of self back in when Flashbang started, but once he kind of caught up and got that bit of momentum, he definitely went right back to Warzone, carrying D&D. And for those who don't remember, him and Drathulu and Lord Bareback were a part of the inaugural Trios tournament to crown the first Trios champions. Unfortunately, I think they lost out to the Faces of Fear with Lucius Constantine, Pestilence Demon, and Ramoond.
Wouldn't surprise me. Though that particular memory of the Faces of Fear is a bit hazy as time has gone on. So many of them have disappeared or gone off into the woodwork.
I don't want to talk about it because I think that some of them, especially Lucius, is plotting something. You don't get called actual wrestling Satan for nothing. But speaking of people who are always plotting, always scheming, ladies and gentlemen, a promo from Louis McDonald of Legion.
How's it going, everyone? Yeah, I know a lot of guys in the back are pissed. Yeah, they lost some stuff. Yeah, that's a damn shame. That's a damn shame. Obviously, I'm not responsible, and I'm not saying if I know who is. I'm not saying if any friends of mine did anything. No. But that's for another day. Let's deal with next week. Right. So, I've beat Kane. I've dealt with X-Artoon, and now they're coming after me again as a team. But you don't understand. I have the best possible at my back. That's right, folks. I am now teaming with Earl King West. So tell you what. Whatever you want. Kane, let's make this the end of the road for us. You're out of Legion. you decided to study whatever woo-woo voodoo juju that XR-Kun is peddling. Yeah. You have fun with that. So after next week, I'm done with you. You hear me? 100% done. Because Legion has important things to get to. You know, I'm talking to the brass. I'm seeing if I can get into the C101. Because who else deserves it? But me and Earl King West. Yeah. So we're gonna work for that. And then of course there's the titles. There's one title I haven't held yet. I want it, but I'm going to work my way up. I might want to check that Nexus Titan. But really, Zacho, I'm looking at you. So let's get this done, Kane, because I want to be through with it. Yeah, piece of shit. Okay, wait a minute. Did he say...
So there's a lot of things to unpack from this. One, people were getting their stuff stolen backstage. What? You'd think that some people would have, that's a sacred trust, being in the locker room, not getting your crap stolen. And two, he's trying to make a bid for the C101. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. I mean, I don't think he's going to get in. I don't think he's, he hasn't really done a whole lot to be worthy of a spot in the C101. But the one thing that we definitely need to take away is coming Saturday, Louis McDonald and Earl King West, Trey Toro and Trey Toro number 2, are teaming up to face XR-Kun and Kane in a tag team match. That should be good. But the main question that I think a lot of people are going to have on their minds is Louis or Earl King going to betray the other?
I mean, it's in the name, isn't it? Though personally, and this may sound weird, I'm actually rooting for Earl King West over the two of them.
May I ask why?
Because Louis has my color scheme, and he doesn't wear it well.
You know, I can't. I've heard of worse explanations. I've heard of worse reasons, and yeah, he doesn't. I think he should definitely go back to the black and red. As basic as black and red is for wrestlers, it's not a particularly good look on some people. White is a very hard color to pull off, and you pull it off very well.
Well, most thank yous to you. I do believe that, personally, I think the mask pulls it all together, but you are correct in that the color scheme makes the man, and truth be told, I do actually miss the red and black ensemble. I think it fits with his scars and tattoos, this whole white business. It looks good on D4C Trice, but not so much for Louis.
Yeah, but again, my main thought is that how long is Legion going to stick together? Because Louis McDonald betrayed his, at the time, best friend Aiden Zero back during the Inquisition just to get a title shot, and ever since has been hungry, thirsty for gold. And then Trice betraying Omega Club, forming Legion, and then Earl King West. I mean, yes, I will play fair with Earl King. He was forced to join Nakama and tag with Trashman Jones. But that still doesn't give him any right to betray him, despite Trashman being, well, Trashman. So it's only a matter of when, never a matter of if, when it comes to not just Louis McDonald, but Earl King West.
Now, if I may put a bit of a perspective on this one, Louis is a bit more volatile than Earl King West. West likes to play the long game, and also likes to pretend that everything that bad happens is his fault. But usually, he probably does about one or two things in a very dramatic fashion at just the right moment. I don't actually see this happening right now. If anything, I am more concerned about the unity of XR and Kane.
When someone promises you power, essentially, or tapping into extra-dimensional forces, it personally speaking, I wouldn't really trust him to the full extent, but I would at least hear him out, and especially because XR took a huge liking to Kane and wanting to train him as his apprentice. I mean, I'm not saying we're gonna get Darth Kane anytime soon, but he's definitely getting propositioned for greatness at that point, and I don't think Exar's gonna ruin it, and I think it's too good of an offer for Kane to pass up to even betray Exar at all.
Well, I wasn't exactly saying that they would betray one another, but it's certainly the more interesting dynamic right now. And I will say, I've talked to a few Force Ghosts before. They are not keen on this partnership, so perhaps we shall simply wait and see.
Until then, ladies and gentlemen, we move into our next match. The Outlaws taking on Shoot Nation, taking on Blood Money, Uncle Dunk, and Mr. Butler, going up against the Unified Tag Team Champions, Shoot Nation. So the Outlaws. I understand that CJR definitely. There's still a score to settle, even though you guys got your victory back at Breakdown 6.
Oh, there's no score to settle. We just, we technically settled that score in the ring, but you know what it is about ghosts and grudges.
No, I don't.
That it's good. Then it means you're doing well in life.
Thank you. And then here we have CJ going up against Mr. Butler, the big boy. Another case of the hosses of the match just going up against each other. Jack Abbott locking Uncle Dunk into that Boston Crab. And then we have Theron going up against Devin. Kind of like a continuation of their shoving match from last week. Still funny to me. And then, going in for a splash, but just lands right onto CJR. I mean,
There's certainly wrong place, wrong time right there.
I mean, who did you have in this match?
Truth be told, Mr. Butler scares me. He does. And that was what I was pushing for Blood Money to take the W here.
How does a ghost feel? How does a ghost feel fear?
You'd be surprised. We see a few things on the other side that, well, you'll find out someday.
I hope I don't.
We all hope we don't, but it's kind of inevitable. But you know what isn't inevitable? This victory, it was actually quite interesting and very close, if you ask me. We'll get to it in a little bit, but it was quite the match.
Yeah, and we have Uncle Dunks with the hat, the hat planted firmly on his head as it belongs, and Theron giving him a bit of a bulldog right there. We got Jack Abbott choking out Butler as Devin was watching. Devin should have been watching out for Theron, getting dragged to the ropes, and then a big meaty clothesline sending him out to the outside. Abbott going after the pin on Butler. Sorry, go ahead.
Butler breaking out as always.
And looks like just about everybody's down except for the Outlaws here. And then dead or alive. Right. Onto Uncle Dunk. But Shoot Nation, their ring awareness has definitely gotten better. I mean, since even before the tournament to crown them the tag team champions, they have been showing a vast amount of improvement, especially with Abbott's promo game. It is ridiculous. How well they've been, just how much they've improved since coming to Warzone.
Jack Abbott has certainly breathed a lot of life into that group. I must say, his teaming with Devin is especially impressive.
Well, they've been friends for the longest time. I mean, they were the ring crew before, I mean, even before Flashbang got its start. So they've definitely known each other in and out. And then there's the money clip right onto CJR. CJR frantically grabbing at the ropes. Abbott breaking that up. Nice awareness from the tag team champion. Yeah, excuse me.
You know, you'd think that hat would be a hazard of itself.
What we've
For several different reasons.
Well, with what we know about it, it's fine where it is. We don't need that again. In fact, if it wasn't an Eldritch Abomination, I'd say we should have burned it. But that's not easy to get rid of.
As Vince Smoke is most well aware, though I believe we're getting to that later.
I think, well, Caliban mentioned that there was going to be another stress test after the Super Show, and I don't think that Caliban was on tonight's show. But I think it was mostly trying to prepare the Time Bandits for their #1 contenders match for this coming Friday.
Oh, I was referring to the future, not this night specifically, but very good to know what Caliban has been up to.
I mean, Caliban puts a lot of stock into not just his business as a mad scientist, but also into his family. He is, I mean, he calls himself an actual villain, but he is like one of the greatest guys ever.
Which is certainly not true for most of the people in this particular match.
Yeah, Uncle Dunk and Butler have done morally horrible things. Theron and CJR have done morally worse things, surprisingly, even though Uncle Dunk ruined our frickin' vacation funds and a children's hospital. But still, the Outlaws have done worse.
Yeah, attempted murder is pretty high up on that list.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. It didn't get mentioned.
We do, a lot, still.
We don't in the production staff, because we would rather not. We don't want to think about it. There's a reason why the backstage rule is implemented.
Oh, it's just a brawl here. Everyone, bodies going flying, everyone tossing into the ropes.
And here we see
Pretty sure Uncle got...
Sorry?
I'm pretty sure Uncle just got hijacked there by Theron Eldrazi in the middle of a Jack Abbott combo.
Yeah, and Devin getting his chest clubbed in by CJR. Uncle Dunk going right in for a half-and-half suplex onto CJR. Theron taking out Abbott, but Blood Money immediately taking out that cover spine buster right onto Theron Eldrazi. And then here we see the money clip once more right onto Devin, but not before he got Theron tossed onto him. Abbott breaking up that submission move.
Impressive resilience by Devin. Blood Money had entire domination of the ring right there. Honestly, a little surprised they didn't put it away so immediately.
And we have a message from VIP. Uncle Dunk is to be treated with respect. I forgive his actions against the such. That's from Maximilian Thunder Thighs. And as we were reading the message, Uncle Dunk putting the money clip onto Jack Abbott, getting a submission victory over Shoot Nation. Now, it's one thing to get a win. It's another to get a win over a champion. But one thing that we should definitely take away from this, that was a submission victory over a tag team champion. That pretty much means you have submitted to your opponents as well. Blood Money's definitely going to be looked at highly for contendership for the tag team champions after this, no doubt.
Going through that carnage in and of itself is quite an accomplishment. To even come out on top is just even more so.
I mean, Shoot Nation has been scouting potential opponents, and I think they found it. once the C101 is over, or once the C101 wraps up, this is definitely going to be one of the I mean, if Blood Money doesn't challenge for them immediately, I'm going to be surprised.
Oh, Uncle is always ever so hungry for more gold. Can't imagine why.
I think I think it's in both of their nature. Okay.
I'd like to introduce him to Ebenezer Scrooge one of these days.
You guys aren't doing that again, are you?
Well, no one has really done any major grievances recently, but it's not out of the cards.
Good to know. Okay, so next up we have the Kamen Rider, Warzone's Kamen Rider, Rider X, Mega Blitz X, representing Omega Club, going up against Hightower, representing Chained Hell in the Burning Lounge. Hightower back in his convict gear, Mega Blitz in his top rider form. I mean, I was really excited for this match, mostly because we don't get to see Mega Blitz's rider form too terribly often. But Hightower wanted this specifically. And even changing back to his old getup back when he was incarcerated. Apparently that charge has been appealed. It's been reversed. So good for Hightower.
Which might make sense for why he's going after, specifically asked for the Kamen Rider outfit, a champion of justice versus someone who feels like justice has never been served to them. Certainly a conflicting undertone.
Oh, according to apparently Hightower had his old gear stolen. Gotcha. That makes a lot more sense.
Oh. Well, I guess I was reading a little too deep.
I mean, that was kind of poetic in a way. You should definitely write.
Really? You think so?
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem, unfortunately. I can't really write. I can only ghostwrite.
I traded one pun expert for another. Son of a bitch.
And this one is even more specialized than you expected.
Oh, God, I'm gonna hate myself after the end of this. Alright, so we got Mega Blitz tossing Hightower out into the to the outside. Rider form definitely giving him that extra boost to strength. And just wailing right onto Hightower, just bringing it to him. Now,
it's most impressive, the size of Hightower. Like, Mega Blitz X, he's no slouch, but Hightower has a solid head over him.
Most definitely. I mean, he was incarcerated for like three life sentences, and just showing off, like, definitely showing off that his brutality that you would definitely learn in prison. And then, just going right after the big man's knee. Because if you can't out-muscle him, you may as well go for the joints.
That is a traditional strategy if someone is bigger and stronger, is attack the weak points. And I cannot say that I know of a single person who can rightly say that bumping their knee into a coffee table doesn't hurt like a bitch.
And then reverse DDT after reverse DDT. Mega Blitz going up top. I think he's trying to go for the not the X Factor, but the... no, going in for a senton. The fin of his helmet just landing square on Hightower's ribs. 1, 2, kicks out right at 2. Hightower definitely showing his resilience in this match.
Resilience he has. He has suffered many an indignity for as long as he has. I'm sure he can take a punch.
I mean
certainly a senton.
Yeah, especially since I mean, again, the man wasn't, according to him, wrongfully incarcerated, but incarcerated nonetheless. And you got Hightower hanging on the rope. Mega Blitz trying to go for that top rope move again. Right under the knee. Hurricane Rana. Plants him right on his back.
Dramatic on display here.
So So is Mega Blitz or Hightower kind of one that you or anybody in Spectre Sonata ever wanted to face?
Well, I can't exactly speak for Hightower, though I wouldn't be surprised if PM wanted to run at him. Mega Blitz X is the one that we have a bit more of an eye on. You know, I have a appreciation of flair for the dramatic, and you can't really get much more dramatic than a Kamen Rider.
Yeah, poses galore, especially that rider kick that he does. Brutal and stylish.
Indeed. And that tailor needs to be paid more. What an outfit.
I think he made that himself.
Well, then he needs to be paid more.
Trying to pop him up, going reversed right into a DDT. And there it is, styling right onto Hightower.
Oh, all the fans love a good showboat, though they might not always admit it.
Sending him right into the barricade, trying to go what looked to be Galaxy Brain straps, but goes right to the outside and just misses. His knees hitting the concrete. Oh, God, that's got to be excruciating.
I have to say, that was not a smart decision. He had almost no room to land that. He had steps, Hightower, and then the barricade, and he went for a top rope maneuver? Not the smartest.
Drop kick to the back of the head, clubbing blows, and then a big Uranagi straight to the spine. Pretty much telling... Sorry, go ahead.
Mega Blitz has had pretty much all of the momentum in this match so far, but missing that and coming back, Hightower is starting to rally.
I mean, that had to be like a 10, at maximum 10-foot drop, and you landing square on your knees like that. That's gonna cut a lot of your maneuverability, especially for someone as quick and agile as Mega Blitz.
Another kick out to 2. Hightower not easy to put down.
And dodging that knee strike, uppercut straight to the chin. Betcha Hightower wished he had that mask on
True, but
for
his
that
chin
hit.
is rather impressive.
It's not as to the level of Justice Jake's, but yeah, it's pretty good. And
Not sure that's a wise maneuver.
Yeah, Mega Blitz.
Hightower doesn't let him get away with it.
Yeah, just lets him get away with it when you turn around, and the power on Hightower planting him onto the ropes, throat first. Mega has to be in a world of hurt. Calling for the choke slam. Grabs him by the goozle, but Mega breaks right out of it. Looks like he's going for a powerbomb. Reverses into a roll-up of sorts. Kicks out right at 2. And
always work.
It works occasionally. It in certain areas a bit more than others, but we're not gonna say too terribly much about them. And then we have the Mega Flare from the Mega Blitz. And oh, hang on, we got somebody is on the line. Well, before we get to that, we got Mega Blitz picking up the win over Hightower. Another case of Omega Club getting a win over the Burning Lounge. And let's see here, blah blah blah.
Hello. There we go. Hold on. Let me just getting the high quality hooked up. How's it going, gentlemen?
Hey, Michael. How's it going, bud?
It is going pretty damn good recently.
How's
you guys sufficiently hyping up Saturday? I hope you are.
Well, why don't you give us a rundown of what's going to be happening on Saturday?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, on Saturday, we have a pay-per-view level show for you. Thankskilling. It is chocked full of amazing matches. Let me tell you. It's got my main man Wilson on it. You got Arkolf beating the shit out of some children.
Well, not children per se, but
yeah, kids. You got Legion versus Kane and Exar Kun. You got Unyielding Rage and General War Crimes versus Jedi shit. I guess I don't know.
Apologies, I'm kind of. Why don't you? I mean, you got more. We do have more matches that we have.
Oh, you want me to do this officially?
Yes, please. I got something going on.
The
in the
lineup for Saturday consists of the MNW Warzone Thankskilling show. It's going to be amazing. First up, you have the Arkolf Gauntlet match. That is the gauntlet match between Arkolf, the Gatekeeper, and our young lions here in Warzone. Next up, you have Legion versus XR Kun. Kane and XR Kun, excuse me, his newest apprentice, shall we say. That's a match filled with emotions. It's going to boil over. I expect it to be very violent. Then, of course, you have the Iron Man, Hair versus Mask. Wilson, son of Will, taking on one chance that little jobber's going to die.
We will get to that in a moment because that's a whole lot of stuff right there, especially because that's going to be an hour
on that match.
That's an hour-long Wilson match that we have to sit through. But we have
It's an hour-long Wilson match that you get to enjoy and ruminate, and you get to taste it. You get to let it simmer.
Can we not use Wilson and ruminate in the same sentence?
But we have a message.
Nah, you get to ruminate on it. You get to ruminate on Wilson. You get to taste it. You get to bring it all in, and you know what? You're gonna see that beautiful, juicy wrestling, liquid goodness on Saturday.
If he does catch wrestling, then I'll be impressed. Anyway, we have a message from our co-host Robbie Slick. Apparently, his Jag is safe, but the loss of air freshener. Rip the air freshener. And then a message approved by VIP. All hail Michael Montoya, keeping it. Son of a... Really? Eric Erickson got... I swear to God. You people. Keeping a classy commentary. And Genericsson's got nothing on the new guy, even though Generickson can freaking commentate circles around Montoya.
Mojo,
just saying.
The boss is here. He's on the line.
Well... this is gonna be a little awkward.
My shenanigans sense was going off.
Yeah.
Well, there's no shenanigans. I'm just hyping up the card for Saturday. That's all I'm doing, Jerry.
Also, apologies, Mr. Aldini. I couldn't get the image recognition software onto you.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All right, hang on. Michael, sit back and let a pro do this. All right. We are talking about Thankskilling on November 20th, 1 p.m. Pacific time. We have the gauntlet match. Arkolf, the Gatekeeper, doing his duty, having the newest blood in Warzone go through him to prove their worth. We have Legion facing Kane and XR Kun, who will be able to come out on top. Yes, we have a 1 hour Iron Man match, Hair versus Mask, with Juan Chance and Wilson, son of Will.
That match scares me.
You're going to be buying an NFT.
That match scares me.
You may very well be having a wrestling training session.
No.
The Janitor faces the Storyteller, one of the oldest rivalries in MNW. Will it reveal a path to the future? We have the Dwarven Prince Daggerick facing the ever so polite French-Canadian daredevil Lade Highroll. We have Da Funk, leader of Cloud9, facing the Big Oof champion Raphael Sampson.
So,
we have Lady Boots defending her Nexus Titan Championship against Sir McCheese. We have the main event. Zacho Duo faces Ozir Turan for the World Heavyweight Championship. And if that weren't enough, at the very end of the show, you will learn who all 20 entrants are into the C101.
Ooh. ladies,
Yeah, that was pretty good, I guess.
ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah,
if
I guess, Jerry.
if you're not hyped just off of that, I mean, the C101, a time-honored tradition, 3rd year in a row. I mean, seeing who's in it, I'm curious up to wazoo at this point about who's going to be in it. Is it?
Oh, let me tell you, the brass just this week finalized the roster. There is one word that I think will be very much describe everyone once they see that card, and that word is flabbergasted.
I was gonna say agape, but yeah.
Agape is good. I'll give you agape. But you know what? I feel like I've taken up enough of your time. I just wanted to make sure we got all of that great information this Saturday, 1 p.m. Pacific time, twitch.tv/Dr_Caliban. That's Dr_Caliban. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and
Jerry,
get
this
back.
is just like you, putting yourself over. Just coming in, stepping on my spotlight to put yourself over, Jerry. Yeah, thanks.
Or another way to put it, yeah, making sure the story actually got out there. But anyway, I gotta go. Trixie has got the meatloaf ready, so I'll see you kids later.
Meatloaf.
You and Generics are mid.
Does he even know?
Hey, I'm back. Wait, was that the boss?
That was the boss, yeah.
Alright. What did I miss?
You missed a lot. Also, how's the Jag?
The Jag is safe. The Jag is safe. But the air freshener's gone, and I'm pretty sure somebody stole my panini.
Oh no, the panini. How?
It's been a long day, Joe. Okay, I'm going home. I need to take a vacation, at least a week.
How unfortunate it was spirited away.
Oh god, I'm trapped with 2 of them in the same room.
I don't know. I don't know, Mr. CG Ghost. I don't think that one had a ghost of a chance of landing in its proper audience.
God!
I would recommend you stay in your lane.
Well, I'm better make like Carrie Underwood and let Jesus take the wheel here. But before I spirit myself off, have a wonderful night, everyone.
Have a good night, Robbie, and, well, I guess rest in panini. I don't know. I don't pun.
I mean, that wasn't too bad.
Yes, you see, you're already learning. The first step, Joe, is to first and foremost, you want to take up a book. It's called Crime and Punishment. I highly recommend it.
Ooh, I've got a book club on that one.
See? The talent knows what's going on.
Yeah, because the talent has like a oodles more creativity than I will ever have in one lifetime. But we heard from Jerry Aldini earlier, ladies and gentlemen. But we will hear from him again in ring. So, ladies and gentlemen, the general manager of Warzone, Jerry Aldini.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I thought it would be good time for me to come out and just make a few announcements. I can confirm that, yes, the gauntlet match will happen. The production team is actually getting a finalized poster together. We'll be able to show you at the end of the show. So that's next week at Thankskilling. But let's talk about the future. Let's talk about what happens next. And we've got a lot of plans. First and foremost, I know everyone wants to hear about the C101. Well, I've got good news. Next week, at the end of Thankskilling, the Warzone Super Show, we will have an announcement. We will tell you the full roster for the C101 and give you some more news about how that is going to be handled this year. It's going to be a little different. But we also have a lot of else going on. Yeah, that's right, folks. Between now and the next pay-per-view, which will be in the new year, that'll be Future Shock. But before we get there, we have something else to go on, and this is of particular interest to one individual in particular, and that is you, Sasquatch Wing, because I'm talking about the Grand Battle. Grand Battle is going to be a little different this year. We're going to start off like before. There will be 8 Battle Royale Rumble-style matches, and the winner of each will get a point, will get a chip, but it's the prize. The brass has decided they don't like the idea of a belt that isn't defended except for once a year. So we're changing the prize, and the good news, Squatch, you're going to be the only ever Battleground champion. You get to keep the belt, and you get the prize right off the bat that the next one will get. Do you guys remember the Wish Upon a Brawl tournament? Well, we're rolling that in with the Grand Battle. So Sasquatch Wing, you get a wish. And by a wish, I mean you can ask for any match you want, any stipulation you want, against any opponent you want. That is now the prize at the end of the Grand Battle. Or as we're now calling it, the Brawl for you all.
So, Jerry pretty much telling what he just mentioned just a little bit ago, but what he didn't mention earlier was the Brawl for y'all. The Wish Upon a Brawl tournament that grants anybody a wish. I mean, we had people cash it in for championship matches, as well as Alba. We don't really know what he cashed his in for. Some people are saying that he cashed in to become the Doctor of Albanomics. But
that must have been a monkey's paw wish.
you don't have to tell me twice. A promising luchador cut into VIP colors. But the Battlegrounds, it looks like the Battlegrounds is turning into Brawl for Y'all, and I cannot wait, because I remember watching that back in the production truck, and that was absolute anarchy just to even run, let alone for the talent.
You're not wrong.
Sorry, go ahead.
You're not wrong. There's quite an opportunity to showcase some talent. I imagine that Sasquatch would certainly love to participate and perhaps win if he could, but I can't help but wonder what he's using that wish for.
I mean, because the Battlegrounds or the Brawl for Y'all is not going to be a title in case. I think that he'll probably use it for a title match for him and Raphael. Him and Raph have been one of the most talked about tag teams that have never won the tag team championships. If I was Sasquatch, that's what I would use it for.
Well, they are such good friends, I would definitely buy them making that particular decision. And I agree, it's such a shame that they have not actually held gold as a tag team.
Not as a tag team, no, but we do know what Sasquatch looks like with a belt around his waist with the Battleground title, as well as Raphael, your big oof champion. Like, they look good in gold, but but as a team, though, we would love to see them win that. But until then, we must progress. We don't really have a whole lot more. We don't really have a whole lot left, but we shall progress to VIP, the Beef and Suplex Sam, formerly of Shoot Nation, tagging with their newest member, Maximilian Thunder Thighs, still dripped in gold. Going up against
gold and white and purple.
Going up against the Sentinels, Sparrow and Daverman, teaming up with Juan Chance of the Jobber family. And then here we just see Beef displaying his raw power and just planting Daverman, and then that very agile looking sling blade.
Certainly one of the upsides, and what makes the Beef such a formidable opponent is that for someone of his size, he is quite speedy.
I mean,
you'd almost think he'd be able to keep up with a smaller competitor like Sparrow.
Most definitely, especially with like Sparrow and Daverman at this point. I mean,
oh, of course, Daverman, a classic veteran. These two have certainly had no many times where they fought one another. And while Beef certainly seems to be taking the brunt of the Sentinels at the moment, it's not something that he would put him down, that's for sure.
I completely agree. And then here we have Sparrow sizing up the Beefling. Beautiful snapmare. And Beef getting right back up. I mean, I mentioned earlier about like certain people wrestling in like dress pants. That has to be uncomfortable, don't you think? And being part of the talent.
Uncomfortable, yes, but it certainly makes a statement. Nothing says that nothing is quite as much a power move as counting out someone while in a power suit, or at least part of it.
And we saw Suplex Sam getting tagged in, Sparrow getting shot to the outside, and then just Suplex Sam just raining down punches and holds on him. And, drop toe hold, one of the most dangerous moves in the Nexus. And sending him right into the steps. So,
I don't understand why everyone likes to go to that particular corner. It's such a hazard zone.
More damage, maybe? Also, they could probably
for
legally...
you or for him?
That's fair enough. Because, like, I guess it's like you could throw them into something and it would technically still be legal.
Good God, seeing Sparrow next to both Maximilian and the Beef. I'm fairly certain that if you took 4 Sparrows, you still would not reach the body mass index of those 2.
Yeah, but Sparrow's definitely not one to be underestimated despite his size. I mean, Sparrow was one of the finalists in last year's Battleground Championship to crown the Battlegrounds champion, and I mean, he went undefeated for months. So
that's quite the impressive pedigree, that's for sure.
I mean, and that was even before being under the tutelage of Daverman, and he's only been. And there's that classic Maximilian Thunder Thighs flop. Just immediately knocking Suplex Sam.
Oh, that was a heck of a right hook.
Yeah, most definitely. Sparrow's showing a little bit of aggression on that one, but Thunder Thighs showing off his power, just dropping Sparrow onto his knees. So, actually, I posted this question earlier today, and since you're part of the talent, I'm hoping that you would help me answer this. If you're getting dropped on someone's knees, or if you're dropping someone onto your knees, is that better or worse for giving it or receiving it?
It's a tricky thing, actually. It's similar to headbutts. The science seems to support that if you throwing the headbutt, you're actually doing more damage to yourself. But talent has a way of deflecting just ever so slightly. And the same applies for knees.
Huh. Good to know.
It's certainly not an amateur move, I'll give you that.
Speaking of non-amateur moves, brilliant arm drag into the monkey flip from Juan Chance. Juan showing drastic improvement over this past year on Warzone. I mean, not a lot of people keep calling him a jobber, but he changed his name and everything, changed the mask up and whatnot. He has definitely shown that he is not he isn't a jobber colored in a different colored paint, essentially.
No, he isn't. You have to be... You really wouldn't think so. But you have to be especially careful around that extra spicy flaming hot Cheeto.
I mean, got Daverman going up against Thunder Thighs here. Daverman getting whipped into the corner. Daverman quickly getting out, knowing what's coming.
Being put in a VIP corner. Oof. That is a fate to avoid.
Although it is a classic tag team tactic, is cutting off the ring and making sure that your half is the one that's getting the most usage. Quick tags and quickly getting yourself and your tag team partners in and out is one of the more effective tactics. Here we have Daverman tagging in Juan Chance, and then Maximilian scrambling to get the Beef in. Beef just raining in those clotheslines, though. Oh, beautiful uppercut.
Beef just going to town here. You know, I'd say he's working out some aggression, but I get the feeling he's just always got aggression to work out, so it doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I keep passing the training room, and I keep hearing Beef going, "Hey, yo, ruthless aggression." So I think that's a what you said is definitely starting to ring truer and truer.
I've passed the man when he's been working out, and you know whenever you're working out, sometimes you go, oh, massive grunting as testosterone is flowing through your body. I've seen that man do the exact same thing while sitting down. That's how much testosterone he has.
And then we have the last Chancery locked onto the Beefling. Juan Chancery taps out the Beefling, and Juan Chance gets a victory ahead of his Iron Man match against Wilson, son of Will.
Oh, Wilson certainly felt that. He was steaming for hours after that fight.
Yeah, especially because, like, oh, God. That's going to be an hour-long match. Like, I can't stress that enough, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be watching that match for an hour. I am going to have to edit a lot of that match just to get through it all. I'll probably have to hit the fast-forward button or something like that.
Well, I believe as your usual co-host would say, rest in panini.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but them's the breaks.
Well, we are definitely not breaking on the train on this. I could have said that better. Hang on, take two. Well, this train definitely does not have any breaks as we roll on to the next match. The other half of VIP, Osir Turan, the Doctor of Albinomics, and Wilson, son of Will, going up against the main event mechs, R. Sawyer, Malice, and the MNW World Champion, Zacho Duo. And here we have Wilson going up against R. Sawyer out the gate. Wilson coming out strong, but gets immediately taken down by the former world champion R. Sawyer.
Talk about talent in this match. Every single one of these competitors is A+ material wrestlers. Also, Wilson's there.
I was about to say, did you have a stroke at some point in this afterlife? But okay, you helped, you fixed it in the end. We got Sawyer whipping Wilson into the corner. Wilson immediately fighting out, knowing what... I mean, I hate to say this, but Wilson is definitely a student of the game. He knows every aspect of wrestling, and especially when it comes to trios and tags wrestling. I mean, former trios champion and Big Oof champion, tagging in the #1 contender for the world champion, Osir Turan. Sawyer immediately giving it to Osir Turan, knowing that Osir will target his arms just as he's targeted and broken Zacho's arm. And then we have Osir targeting Malice.
Now there's a wrestler who has his head on straight. You know, I've often heard people bad-mouthing VIP. They'll say, oh, the Beefling is just a meathead, Wilson is Wilson. But whenever anyone actually brings up Osir, they show a fair degree of respect for the man. His technical skill cannot be denied.
And we got a message proved by Wilson. Wilson has had 2 titles, that's more than 75% of the roster. How am I? I mean, he, not top talent. I hate to admit it, but he has held 2 belts. He has been put into a lot of main event level segments and whatnot, but he's also had help every time. Just saying.
I do remember those times that Wilson had the belt, and I do believe that the result of that particular reign is coming to a head at next Saturday, in what may be the destruction of a certain hairdo.
That's right. Much like you heard earlier from Jerry Aldini and Michael Montoya. Oh, God, that arm breaker from the Doctor of Albinomics. Wilson and Juan Chance are going to have a hair versus mask match. In that 1 hour Iron Man. Still, it's going to be 1 hour. Oh, fuck. And if Wilson loses, he is going to be shaved bald. If Juan loses, he loses his mask. And then here we have Malice showing off that power. Electric chair into the suplex.
Malice has been putting in a ton of work against Albatross. I wonder if he has... He's a transformer, right? I wonder if he has a chair form. Or a ladder form. It was the Ladder Clan that was up against... that Albatross had a grudge against, no?
Yes, the Ladder Clan is the one who killed off Alba's family. Surprised that's never been brought up again. Then again, I think at this current moment, he's not going to be doing much talking. It's just going to be mostly record scratching. So, if he sounds bothered... Oh, Wilson dropping the rope, sending our Sawyer to the outside. Getting that leverage in this match. And then we got Alba setting up for that kick. I can never pronounce that word that he calls it. Because my Spanish... I can understand it perfectly, but pronouncing it, it's
the referee
rough.
looked away for a second, and Malice was there.
Well, it's much like Eric Jan Erickson, who joined them on commentary, mentioned. Both Meme and VIP are equal opportunity cheaters. All they need is an inch, and they take about 20 miles, and to try and pull this into their favor. And let's face it, at this point, Meme needed that leverage to get this pointed into their favor. And mostly because, like, hate to say it again, VIP, very effective as a team. There's a reason why that they won the Trios Championships with the help of Doom from Meme originally.
Well, don't forget that I believe the last time that these two teams were 3-on-3, VIP has been increasing its roster as of late, while Meme has remained the same well-oiled machine it has always been.
Well, it's a quality over quantity argument that you could make when it comes to that. Meme are very effective as a trio, whereas VIP just wanted to, are adding, ever since their last match, they added two more bodies in Suplex Sam and Maximilian Thunder Thighs.
Now we see Ozzy here on the outside, certainly going to town on Zacho. This is the match that everyone in these factions have been looking forward to.
Most definitely. But here's the thing, though. Zacho, the world champion, is the wily veteran. Definitely knows he has a better chance of fighting Aussie on the outside than he does inside the ring. Because if he's outside, he can't tap out. Or at the very least, if he taps out, it's not going to count as a loss. So pretty much you have less than 10 seconds to try and get any kind of offense in on Aussie. Hell, or even daze him to go for a count-out victory. I wouldn't put that past Zacho. I wouldn't
put that past either team, honestly.
It's frowned upon, but it's still a reasonably viable strategy.
Working the arm. Oh, that must be some delicious karma for Zacho.
And we got Zacho, looks like he might be setting up for the Aznable effect. Elbow square to the nose. Ossier's busted open. Dragging him into Memes' corner. 1, 2, Wilson breaks it up. No one has ever kicked out of the Aznable effect. Wilson had to come in and save Ossier just to continue this match. And then we got the world champion tagging in Malice, the muscle. The unmitigated Malice. And then here we gets right back up. Gotch style pile driver onto the bleeding wound of Asir.
Alcir is in a terrible spot there. He has spent more time in Meme's corner than in his own.
And then here we have a little whisper in the wind. I mean, that's kind of what you're... I mean, like I said, why both Zako and our Sawyer are some of the older names that we have on Warzone, and they know, like, they have the... I mean, former world... I don't think they were tag team champions, actually. Well, Sawyer was with Malice, but... I mean, they were a very seasoned tag team, so they would definitely know cutting off the ring is the way to go. And then, speaking of that, we have Asir dragging Zako in. Oh, it looks like he's trying to tag in Wilson so Wilson could get the glory over the world champion. And
You mean someone else setting up Wilson for glory? That doesn't sound right.
it's crazy, man. I don't know what to tell you. Then we got our Sawyer getting tagged in. Oh, cheap shot to the back of Wilson's neck. And then just planting Wilson right onto the ground. Getting whipped right back into the VIP corner. Yeah, this definitely happened for a while, especially if I'm having to edit this much around it. So yeah, these two must have been brawling for what felt like ever. Oh,
surprised me.
And then slingshot right into the knee of the world champion. On the little cheap shot from Albatross. I guess turnabout is fair play. Once again, whipping back into the corner. Oh, clothesline, just tossing him right into the middle of the ring. Ugh.
Excellent reversal.
It's tough to say who was going to take this match. Both teams are brutally efficient, brutally effective, and none of them are giving an inch on each other despite the numerous tactics that they've used.
They certainly have been pulling out everything in their respective bag of tricks, and none of them are making it through and giving the win that they might expect. They're just too resilient and too wily for that. Oh.
And looks like we got a pin broken up by Asir Turan, the #1 contender. And Asir is just trying to get some more damage onto Sawyer. Looks like we got Sawyer setting up for something. And then Cyber Stunner got reversed. Wilson coming right in, knocking out Sawyer. Oh, looks like that he's going in. Alba's going in for that kick. Andraste square, and then Zako breaks up immediately as Wilson is distracting the ref. Now, Wilson...
I like the little shimmy he does with his feet when he does the kick.
It is interesting, I will say that. But, like, Wilson could have costed... could have costed VIP that match just by lingering on the inside of the ring. Ref, I think, was actually on the count of 4 before Wilson was asked to, actually left the ring.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me in the least. Of course Wilson would take as much time as possible. Then again, I think most everyone in this match would.
I actually wouldn't think that anybody in meme would actually kind of linger in there just to soak up the camera, just to soak up the camera's I guess gaze. And then we got Asir and Zako being tagged back in. Single leg drop kick after single leg drop kick. Oh, getting dodged on that one. Oh, just a straight punch straight to Zako's helmet? Jaw? I don't understand.
Face area.
Face.
Just go face area.
Face area. Yeah, let's go with that. Oh, Trials of Osiris. Right onto Zako's busted arm, but Zako breaks out of it immediately.
Which is impressive, I must add.
Acetable effect right out of nowhere. 1, 2, broken up by Wilson once more. And then... And it's a brawl in the middle of the ring. Freaking that electric chair suplex that Malice loves to do. Just Zako working Aussie into a corner. Knee into that clothesline. I swear, this was way too close to call.
There were just simply way too many factors that counted out each other.
Yeah, most. Sorry.
VIP had. I lost my train of thought.
And then we have Zako just chucking Wilson right back into the ring, trying to make sure that he doesn't tag himself in. And then whipping Asir into the corner, tagging in Malice. And then leg sweep into that clothesline combination.
They're in a ton of trouble right now.
And Malice is denying Asir the tag, but it looks like Asir got right back up, trying to get in some offense. Malice missing grapple after grapple, raking at his eyes. And here we go. Just planting him right onto the face first onto the middle of the ring. And then, nice little jawbreaker from the #1 contender. And then here we are, Trials of Osiris, locked onto Malice, who apparently has a very bad history of submission moves. And Malice taps out. Your winners, Asir, the Doctor of Albinomics, and Wilson, Son of Will, VIP, with
the bad history continues.
With a crimson mask donning his face, the VI Pharaoh wins it for their team. What does this mean for the title match coming up on Saturday, though?
It means that Ozir is certainly putting in all the stops to send a message. He will do exactly that to Zako, or at least so he believes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was our main event segment, which means we have one more thing to do, and that is the Warzone Moment of the Week. And it's funny that you mentioned about sending messages there, CG.
There's a reason I do that. I hold a sacred duty in the multiverse. I am the gatekeeper. It is my job to ensure that all who are here are worthy of the honor. There are secrets you do not understand. And as the gatekeeper, I feel I have not been doing my job as well as I could, and I've been suffering for it. It used to be that all the newcomers, all the so-called young lions, came through me. Do you remember that? But that hasn't been the case for a long time. And there are many here who have not faced the gatekeeper. And many of them have been winning showcase matches. Well, let's get to the point. I have talked to the brass, and they have granted me the chance to test the younglings in a gauntlet match next week at the Super Show. Everyone who should face me will face me. So, you younglings, see you next week.
I have mentioned this once and twice, and I'll mention this every time I get a chance to. He is terrifying. I'm sorry.
That is some veteran gusto right there.
Most definitely. I mean, the reason why we picked that as the moment of the week is because of the message sent. People, like, back in the before time, in the long, long ago, Arkoff would be the one testing everyone coming in. You did not get a match against. You didn't even get a title shot. Not a title shot. You didn't even get into catering unless you went through Arkoff and challenged him first. He is the measuring stick for MNW, not just Warzone or Flashbang, but just for MNW. Period. He is the gatekeeper for a reason, and that gauntlet match is going to be brutal. And I do not want to be the first one. And I pray to whomever is listening, that the first one out, please let it be merciful, because he will not be. Arkoff will rip and tear until they are all done.
That certainly sounds like Arkoff. You know, he was the gatekeeper when I joined Flashbang. He was over there at that time. I wound up getting lucky. He was off doing something else, and I just kind of snuck in. He never did kind of get around to me. I think based on what I think we're going to see this Saturday, probably dodged a bullet.
We will see Saturday at twitch.tv/Dr. Caliban. Saturday at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for MNW Warzone. But that is all that we have for this evening. I would like to thank my guest. Well, I'd like to thank my guest co-host, the Bad CG Ghost. CG, thank you again for coming in.
A most wonderful pleasure.
And we would like to send our well wishes to Robbie Slick. His car is apparently fine, but he has a lot to talk about with the insurance company, apparently. So, until then, CG, is there anything that you would like to tell the Firing Line audience?
You caught me with a bit of my pants down here. Oh, I have so many things I could say. Not enough mic time, but so many puns. Oh! Go read Crime and Punishment. It's a fantastic novel. I recommend it to everyone.
Until then, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Joe Mojo. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you all next week. This has been Joe, signing out.